professionally fitted at Jensen Shoes. And by Bonanza Restaurants, home of the fabulous Fresh-Tastics Food Bar.
We're at Vanderbilt Stadium, and it's the Vanderbilt Commodores against the Kentucky Wildcats. Hello again, everybody. This is Bob Jamieson along with Norman Jordan. Welcome to another telecast of Commodores football on ZTV. Vanderbilt is 2-6 coming into this game. Kentucky 5-3. And Norman, the Commodores hope to keep the momentum going that they built up last week. They played a good game against Rutgers and won.
Right. They went out and played a good, solid game, and they showed you don't have to play perfectly to win. They really look good, and it just goes to show that this team's good enough to be the master of their own destiny.
And we'll talk to Coach Watson Brown, got his opinions on what would happen in today's game if the Commodores were just average.
Well, we have to. If we play average, we'll lose. I think we have to play very well to have a chance to win the game. Great defensive team. We have a lot of trouble if we don't move the ball. It's hard for us to get into a defensive showdown. And nobody has moved the ball on Kentucky. They're very good pass rushers. They run well. They give you a lot of looks. Very, very concerned about their defense.
Well, when you think about Kentucky offensively, you think about the tailback-oriented offense. Last year, Ivy Joe Hunter rushed for 238 yards and 4 touchdowns against Vanderbilt. He is hurt and not expected to play today, but Mark Higgs is ready, and he's got almost 1,000 yards, and he's a handful.
Well, it's been the thorn in Vanderbilt's defensive side all year long. It's the real good tailback. Kentucky certainly has one. He's rapidly approaching 1,000 yards. He's quick as a hiccup, so they've got to stop him. We'll
see how this one goes today. It should be a good game between the Commodores and Kentucky, and we'll be back with the opening kickoff right after this.
Sunday at noon, Jane Fonda is the doll maker, a woman of quiet courage who stands by her man.
And now look, we're stuck in this hole.
Don't miss the Emmy winner, The Doll Maker. Then at 3, when life is at its finest.
You're my knight in shining armor.
Henry Fonda, Katharine Hepburn, and Jane Fonda star in On Golden Pond. Sunday at 3, following The Doll Maker on ZTV Nashville.
Since boom bar crystal lovers, Cowboy Sid and Sheila the Sports Nut Wonder Horse, here with something to cheer about. Whoa! It's this great combo meal at Crystal, complete with a fantastic SEC glass. Oh, what a catch! You get 4 crystals, regular fries, and a medium soft drink, and you get this glass featuring all the great teams of the SEC. Well, you get the whole deal, the glass and the meal, for only $2.89. I don't believe it. So hurry to Crystal and pick up your combo meal. Hey, illegal use of hands.
When people count on you, count on Post-it brand notes.
Getting set for the flip of the coin to determine who will receive. Kentucky has won the opening toss. However, they have deferred. And so it's the Commodores' decision as to which they will do. And Norman, with a strong breeze heading from one end zone to the other, the wind certainly will have a role in what you will be doing here this afternoon.
Exactly. You just want to make sure you've got that wind going with you in the fourth quarter, and that's the key for whoever wins the toss today, because it is a fairly stout wind.
And with Kentucky winning the toss, they'll have the option to receive or kick off to start the second half. You would assume that they would receive the football, and then that gives Vandy the chance to choose the goal that they want to defend, so that will play in their favor for the fourth quarter. And you hope that it's like all but 2 of the other Vandy games this year, which have seen the Commodores go into that fourth quarter with a great chance to win. Vanderbilt played a great game last week in defeating Rutgers and look to have a similar kind of game here this afternoon against Kentucky. It was 2 years ago, not this date, but 2 years ago in this approximate time in the schedule, the Commodores last won an SEC game, and it was against Kentucky in this stadium. One thing we can look for from the Commodores at some point this afternoon will be a reverse on the kickoff, I understand. And that always is a little bit exciting because it's always there. The threat of that's always there. It's something that you've got to use just once or twice to be effective, and we'll see how it goes.
That's right. If you're Vanderbilt, there's no reason to hold anything back. You've got to pull out all stops and just go play the ball game. Try anything and everything that you can do to win.
Mark Johnson is the man on the right. Boo Mitchell on the left. They are back deep for the Commodores as they wait for the opening kickoff of this football game. Ken Willett sets it up for the Wildcats. Kentucky is 5-3. All of their wins have come at home. All of the Commodores are 2-6. Mark Johnson back at the 3 as the football game is underway. Cuts out to the 20, across the 25, down to the 26, and that's where it will start as Vanderbilt comes out on offense. Mark Johnson, who is moving up the ladder on kickoff returns in a single season. The Vanderbilt offensive line with Kasanovich, Smith, Johnson, Holt, Pearson, and Fleming, and they did a great job in the game last week, opening it up for the Commodore backs. Eric Jones was back of the week in the SEC. Commodores come out with backs in the wishbone and quickly go to a no-back offense. Jones drops back a few steps under pressure, throws to Mitchell at the 31, and Boo is wrapped up right there. Tony Massey brought him down. Eric Jones did a great job of avoiding the rush and the sack as Oliver Barnett just about brought him down in the backfield.
He really did. He did a great job of keeping his composure. As you look at the rest of the offense, Boo Mitchell, Eric Jones, Andy McCarroll, Everett Crawford, and Carl Parker.
Commodores doing a lot of shifting. They started to show no backs, and now they go out of the wishbone. Reverse to what they did on the first play. Jones on the option. First down. Eric to the 37-yard line. Last week, and we go back to that, and it's a lot of fun to go back to it because it was such a good game by the Commodores, but they really controlled the football. They had it about 2/3 of the football game.
And another thing for the Commodores in their favor today is Kentucky has yet to see that triple option run at them. You look at the Kentucky defense. Chenault, 45, a fantastic linebacker.
First and 10, Vandy from the 37-yard line. McCarroll, the fullback, to the 40, a gain of 3 on a first down carry. Kentucky has had a good defensive unit. The only game that they've given up a lot of points in was against LSU. Most of those were set up by offensive turnovers, not a lot of long sustained drives. On the other hand, Kentucky has been a team that has mostly scored off of its defense, which has picked up a lot of turnovers.
Real fine defense. They'll blitz a lot. They'll do a lot of stunning, just things to get at the ball. They've got 30 sacks up to this point in the season, and believe me, that's a lot of sacks.
Commodores coming out, but then an official timeout.
Problem with the clock.
Apparently so. It shows 14 minutes. And the official with his back to us, see the wire coming down, he is the sideline clock operator. And so they will send an official over to the other side to give Watson Brown an idea of what's going on, and they also start the clock, which of course it should have been, but it had stopped at 14 minutes. And they might want to just run it down a few seconds.
The official went over to Watson to explain everything. Watson didn't care. He's more or less just run off whatever you want to run off. I got to get a signal into Eric in here so we can get the play set up.
They have just now spotted the football as far as getting the play clock started. And it shows 0. They never did get the play clock started. Vanderbilt football at 2nd and 7. The ball just short of the 40-yard line. Andy McCarroll gets out to the 44. So it'll bring up 3rd and about 3. Vic Adams wrapped him up.
Two runs with a big fullback right there, and you set yourself up for a 3rd and 3, and Vanderbilt can certainly stand that. That gives you the option of the pass, the run with the fullback, the triple option, everything that you've got in the book.
Yeah, just about every play becomes suddenly available. 3rd down and 3. Vandy on the opening drive of the football game. Jones will drop back to pass. Tipped and intercepted by Chenault. He evades a tackler and keeps the football, and Kentucky is going to be in great shape as they'll have it at about the 11-yard line. Jones made a touchdown-saving tackle, and we talked about the Kentucky defense and the fact that their offense has scored off of that defense, and the tipped pass, Chenault has it. He's out of bounds at the 11, and that's a great shot for Kentucky.
Well, let's watch the play right here. Eric back. You're going to see the ball get tipped as he releases. There it is out of Boo's hands into Chenault. Chenault down the sideline. Watch the play that Eric Jones makes right here, though. He fights through 2 blockers to keep Chenault out of the end zone.
A 36-yard return on the interception, and Kentucky is 1st and 10 at the Vanderbilt 11-yard line. And Higgs in motion and give to the fullback, Murray, who gets about 3 yards. Rapleski on the tackle. So Kentucky with the first big turnover of the football game. The Vanderbilt defensive line, Winston, Worm, Moore, Snyder, and Cunningham across the front. Roman Gentry, Gaines, Scanlon, Baker, and Price, the defensive backs for the Commodores. Pitch fumbled by Higgs. The football is still loose. It's still loose. Vanderbilt's got it. It looks like it was Cunningham. We'll see how it goes. I think maybe he lost it at the last minute, but it looked like Cunningham was ready to fall on it.
There's a scramble in there right now.
Now Cunningham doesn't have the football. Kentucky still has
ball.
Andy Murray came up with it, so a big break doesn't quite go the way of the Commodores. It is 3rd down.
Take a look right here. The ball back to Higgs. Higgs just takes his eye off of it, and the ball is loose, and it is slippery today. All over the
that
place.
was Cunningham diving through right there, just missing the fumble recovery. 3rd down and 5 for Kentucky. They're at the 6, and the quarterback trips and falls, so Dooley is in the turf back at the 12, and that'll force a field goal try from the Wildcats as they send in Joey Worley, their field goal kicker.
Fantastic job by the Vandy defense, because you come out of the chute like that from the 11-yard line. That's tough. That's really getting your back against the wall, and they held them for the field goal attempt.
So the attempt from Worley coming up. 29-yard field goal attempt by Worley just did get it in on the right side. And the field goal gives Kentucky a 3-0 lead with 10:43 remaining in the first quarter, and we'll come back after this.
You don't have to be crazy to watch ZTV each weeknight.
Ain't that the funny part?
I think he's a nut.
But it helps.
We're talking monster less.
So go a little nuts with Silver Spoons, The Andy Griffith Show, Cheers, and The Jeffersons, beginning at 5 weeknights on ZTV Nashville.
When people talk about their bank, they don't talk about what the bank does. They talk about how their bank treats them. They talk about the banker who personally takes care of them, and the teller they see every week. Banking isn't just a business of money. It's a business of being part of the local community, of listening, of understanding, and of helping. That's why at First American, we're making sure banking is still a people business.
Jane Fonda is the doll maker.
He's choking to death.
In her Emmy-winning role,
Never been to a doctor before.
Betty, you can't be afraid of nothing.
a woman with the courage to dream,
We're going to buy us a place of our own.
and a husband who longs for the city.
Your daddy wants you all with him, and your mama's going to do her duty and take you there.
But the city nearly destroys them. Jane Fonda is the doll maker.
Sunday at noon on ZTV Nashville.
Well, the defense really challenged on Kentucky's first offensive series. It started on the Vanderbilt 11 and ended on the Vandy 12.
What a way to start.
The field goal, the 29-yard field goal from Worley. So the defense shutting Kentucky out of the end zone. And Worley just did make the field goal. Willis kickoff to Mitchell. Oh, he came out of the end zone. He's got to keep going. Vanderbilt only at the 8-yard line. Boo came out of the end zone, and once you do that, folks, you got to keep it going. And a really heads-up play by Mark Johnson to get him going. Otherwise, you're going to be saddled with a safety.
Take a look at it. Boo back, steps out, and once you step out, you got to go. Fortunately, didn't touch his knee down right there.
That was close. I didn't realize he'd come that close to touching the knee down. About half a foot off the ground for 2 points, and Kentucky getting the football. So Vandy pinned back. They are at the 9-yard line. Trailing 3-0. Andy McCarroll across the 10 to the 11. To make that Andy Iacenda, the fullback.
Really, it's unfortunate that the offense has to start out right here because it really pulls a lot of things out of the playbook that you normally want to run right after a kickoff. 9-yard line is not your normal starting point.
2nd down and 7 for Vandy. Fake to Iacenda, the give to Crawford, and that'll get the Commodores out of the shadow of the goal line, out across the 20 to the 24. Ron Mack finally gets Crawford down, but a big play for the Commodores.
You've got a quick defense. The best thing to do is give misdirection, and right here's what you've got. Hand off to Everett, breaks it back against the grain, and big gain for Everett to get Vanderbilt out of the hole.
Commodores 1st and 10 now. They're at the 24. Option play, and Iacenda grounds it out and gets across the 30 to the 32-yard line. Andy Iacenda, freshman. Chris Chenault finally brings him down, but Iacenda carried Chenault with him for a few yards. Commodores and Iacenda and McCarroll, 2 outstanding fullbacks.
What's the read right here by Eric Jones? He's looking at the defensive end. Nobody takes him. So he goes ahead and gives it, and Andy breaks it up in there for the big 8-yard gain on 1st down, and you really like seeing that.
Crawford, same play he got a 1st down on. He'll get another one on this play. He's out to the 47-yard line. 3 tackles already for Chris Chenault in the football game.
Misdirection again. Hand off to Everett, breaks it through. Straight ahead, good quickness, good leg drive, and that's what it takes.
Vandy's at their own 42, 1st and 10. Looks like one of the Kentucky players may have come across offsides. Looks like, was it Massey that was the man that did it. Reese was the man on the tackle. A gain of only, a gain of about 4 on the play, but of course with the down you'll take the penalty, and it was offsides.
Massey a little anxious there, trying to get up, get a good start, make a play from the backside, and just doesn't stay back.
Offsides, defense, 1st down.
So it's still 1st down, but it is 1st down and 5 as the football moves out to the 48-yard line. Kentucky on an intercepted pass, taking the football to the Vanderbilt 11, having to settle for a field goal, leading 3-0. With 8:33 left in the 1st quarter, Vanderbilt 1st and 5 from their own 48-yard line. Everett Crawford into Kentucky territory, close to a 1st down. He will be about a half-yard short. Chenault again on the tackle. Everett Crawford 10th on the Commodore all-time career rushing. Make that 8th on the all-time career rushing list.
Made a big jump there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Well, that last couple carries. Tom Moore is 7th and is about 50 yards ahead of Crawford coming in. Frank Mordica, who you remember well, is the all-time leader in career rushing for the Commodore. Here's Andy Iacenda. Well, I guess that's a 1st down. It almost is 2 of them.
with plenty to spare.
Iacenda inside the Kentucky 40 to the 38 for Barnett and Kramer.
It's a give all the way to Andy. He takes the ball, breaks it up in there. He's got that good quickness as well as his good size, and that really helps him get through there. That's why he's getting the big gain.
So the Commodores at the Kentucky 38. First and 10. 7.5 left in the first quarter. 3-0 Kentucky lead. Didn't work that well that time. No gain on the play, so 2nd and 10.
Kentucky with that quick, stunning defense that they have, you want to give them a lot of misdirection, catch them in a stunt, catch them moving too fast one way or the other.
Jones hits Crawford at the 33. So bring up 3rd and about 5. Linebacker Jeff Kramer, the tackle on Everett. Third down and 5 at the Kentucky 33 as the Commodores come out looking for 5 yards that would get them a first down, and with that wind in their faces right now, it'd be an awful tough field goal if they were not able to get a first down. Jones looks to Crawford. He's got a lot more than 5. He's at the 16.5-yard line. Well, they cleared out on the side for Crawford very well, and he was wide open. David Johnson and Ron Robinson, a Nashville man, finally getting Crawford, but not till he got to the 16.5.
Key to this play, Boo Mitchell and Carl Parker, the outside receivers, running through toward the linebackers, just picking off any interference that might be coming through, anybody covering Everett. Eric just gets rid of the ball, dumps it out to Everett in the flat. Everett just turns it up for a nice gain.
So a 3rd down and 5 conversion gives the Commodores 1st and 10 inside the Kentucky 20. Kentucky blitz, they guess the wrong side, and Iacenda on the carry gets inside the 15. They brought somebody from the left side. The Commodores went right side with the play. Otherwise, that would have been a real problem.
From the 30 on in, you can bet Kentucky's blitzing somebody. They've got some kind of stunt going on. It's just the way Jerry Claiborne's always played, and he'll keep playing it that way until he quits coaching.
And Dick Hopkins was saying that when he was at Duke and Claiborne was at Maryland, Claiborne was doing about the same things then that he is with this Kentucky club. Gain of 2 on that last play. 2nd down and 8. Jones on the quarterback draw. Inside the 5 to the 4. He took that extra step that we talked about on some of the other games, and it really set it up that much better.
Exactly, Bob. What he's been doing is taking 1-step drop on that draw. This time he takes that 2- or 3-step drop. Now watch him. It's going to set everything up. 3 steps and bang, turn and go. Breaks it up in there. You've got everybody rushing for the pass and dropping out in the secondary. There you get the big gain. 1st and goal on the 4.
An 11-yard pickup. Iacenda got to about the 4. Bounced off one man at the 5. So no gain on the play, and 2nd and goal from the 4 for the Commodores. 3-0 Kentucky.
Really dangerous right there, because just as soon as Iacenda got the ball, he got hit, and that's where you get the fumbles on the fullback-quarterback exchange.
This is for Parker. Touchdown. Perfectly thrown.
Boy.
Got it over Ron Mack. Jones threw the pass before Parker even turned around. The timing was absolutely impeccable. Vandy leads 6-3. And an extremely impressive 91-yard touchdown drive.
2-step drop, just drop it out there. And another thing that makes this pass look so good, Carl Parker does a tremendous job of running to the football. When it's up in the air, he'll go get it. He doesn't wait for the ball to come to him.
That was just a great throw and catch, and Parker just took a beeline for that corner once the ball was snapped. Johnny Clark to try the extra point. And that makes it 7-0 in favor of the Vanderbilt Commodores. And even 4 minutes left in the first quarter. A 91-yard touchdown drive for Vandy, and they lead Kentucky 7-3.
They were proud young men.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have been informed that Bunker Hill Academy is to be closed.
Then everything changed.
The proprietors ordered the school closed. Now, as I see it, we are the proprietors.
George C. Scott, Timothy Hutton, Sean Penn, and Tom Cruise. They stopped at nothing to defend what was theirs.
I want a meeting with General Bench behind your back. Stay where you are, Sheriff.
Taps. Monday night at 7 on ZTV Nashville.
No one in America sells more vehicles than Number One, your Ford dealer. And to celebrate, he's having a Number One sales drive on all his 87 and brand new 88 cars. Now get free factory air conditioning or free automatic transmission on specially equipped Ford Escorts, America's Number One selling car. Or save over $700 on a specially equipped Ford Taurus, America's Number One selling midsize car. Plus, there's even factory-to-dealer cash incentives that can be passed on to you for additional savings. All where quality is standard. Your Ford dealer.
You don't have to be crazy to watch ZTV each weeknight.
Ain't that the funny part?
I think he's a nut.
But it helps.
We're talking monster laughs.
So go a little nuts with Silver Spoons, The Andy Griffith Show, Cheers, and The Jeffersons, beginning at 5 weeknights on ZTV Nashville.
Wow, 91 yards. Norman, you said it during the break. That was a beautiful drive.
It really was. If you want to see what Watson Brown's trying to do with this offense and what he plans on doing for a number of years, pull out a clip of this drive that you just saw, and you'll see what he's doing.
It almost started as a disaster. Remember, Mitchell nearly ended up downing himself in the end zone for the safety and then got it out to the 9. And Vanderbilt converting twice on some third down situations. They have the 7-3 lead. Johnny Clark bounces it, and Kentucky gets it up front, but not much past them. Ray Gover is the man that got the kickoff, one of the upbacks for Kentucky, and they will start at their own 33. 6 minutes and 24 seconds.
10 plays, 91 yards. Great mixture of offense there by the Commodores.
Kentucky's other possession started at the Vanderbilt 11. Scanlon can't quite get Dooley, and his pass to Murray, the fullback, is complete, but then Murray gets quite a shot from Cunningham over in front of the Vanderbilt bench. And looks like the Kentucky fullback is shaken up on the play. Dooley just about got nailed in the backfield by Scanlon, as you see it on the replay.
Scanlon comes clean right here. Dooley's rolling to his right, just gets away, unloads it, hits his big fullback, and watch Billy Cunningham come up right here. Form tackle. I mean, that's how it's coached right there.
Murray is down on the far sideline, and they're looking at the right knee, and you could kind of see it buckle under him on that tackle. Gain of about 6 yards on the play, so it'll bring up a 2nd and 4 for Kentucky. You know, the Wildcats have basically not used their fullback much in the offense this year, and you would think that at this late in the season they probably have some things that they're going to use him in early in this game anyway to perhaps confuse the Vanderbilt defense, because you're looking for the tailback Higgs, and you're looking for not too much passing, but mostly just the tailback.
Very predictable offense. Look at our next game, Maryland and Vandy.
2 weeks from this afternoon. Hope it's as nice a day.
Boy, that's the truth. We've had a good year for weather, but back to Kentucky's offense. What is happening with them? They line up in that eye. You can be certain that Higgs is going to get the ball and he's going to be running. If they line up in a passing formation, obvious passing formation with everybody spread out, they're going to throw the football.
They have taken Murray off the far sideline. They didn't bring him over to the Kentucky bench. They're going straight to the locker room with him.
And in the first quarter, Syracuse 7, Navy nothing.
So Murray is out for a while anyway. Hopefully nothing serious, but you really got to think that it probably is. Tailback sweep, the pitch to Higgs. He runs over some people and through some more, gets a first down to the Vanderbilt 44-yard line. Andy Baker making the tackle. Baker playing with a deep thigh bruise. Steve Law, who got a start last week, doing a good job, and then out with a knee injury early in the game last week. So Noel Wells will back up at both the free safety and strong safety positions for this afternoon's football game. Kentucky's initial first down. They are 1st and 10 at their own 44-yard line. Vanderbilt leading 7-3, 3:06 left. Higgs, whoops, in the backfield. He runs into Mr. Winston. Half a yard loss in the play. A young man we're going to see a lot of, I think, over the next couple of years.
Ball player and a half. I didn't see what he did, some kind of stunt to twist in there, and I mean met Higgs in the hole.
2nd and 10 for Kentucky. Dooley under a little bit of pressure, but he has his man out on the far side, and that's D. Smith. It's a first down. Dooley was pressured, and that's a tough pass to throw, and you got people bearing down on you like the Commodores were. You see the pads that Dooley is wearing to protect himself from some shots.
See the heat coming. Here comes Gaines. Here comes Cedric Moore. Gets him from behind. Just gets the ball off. Alan Roman trying to wrestle the ball free right there, and almost does it. That'll get a receiver to go down in a hurry.
Kentucky at the Vandy 42, first down. Tim Smith on the carry. Kentucky on the move, and a good pickup of 8 yards on first down. Off to Smith. He is going to be very close to a first down. It'll either be a first down or 3rd and about half a foot for the Wildcats. Well, a little more than that, maybe 3rd and a yard coming up.
Nice play by Scanlon that time to come through there. You knew it was either Chris Gaines or Bob Scanlon, one or the other. They hit him right there because he really blew him out.
See what Kentucky does on 3rd and a yard from the Vandy 33. Bill Berry is the fullback. They are going to fake, and the pass wide open. That's the tight end, Charlie Darrington, and you talk about daring. 3rd and 1. That's out of Bart Starr's playbook, and Darrington was wide open. It's 1st and goal, Kentucky inside the 5.
Kentucky normally one of the most conservative teams in the country, and here you look at 3rd and short. Dooley rolls out, unloads it out to Darrington. Chip Price right there with him, but he can't find Darrington at all. He's back there in good shape, but the big tight end just went to the ball and made the catch.
So 3rd and 1, and that play action really did the trick. D. Smith is going to get into the end zone, almost untouched. That's kind of like last year when Ivy Joe Hunter scored his 4 touchdowns. Kentucky takes the lead 9-7 with 47 seconds left in the first quarter. And we talked about Vanderbilt's drive. This one was not as long, but it certainly did the job.
Right there, the handoff. Smith breaks it back inside. They stretch everything out to the right, and he sees the hole back inside and breaks back against the grain to get the ball in the end zone.
Joey Worley for the extra point attempt, as Kentucky has answered a Vanderbilt touchdown. Worley gets the extra point. And it's 10-7 in favor of the Wildcats with less than a minute left in the quarter. And, you know, Norman, that's the kind of play that can really take the air out of you.
Really can. I mean, you really don't look for a play like that from Jerry Claiborne. That is way out of character.
And like I say, I think the play action really is what set it up. You could see everybody coming up, and that let Darrington wide open. So the Vanderbilt offense called on to answer the Kentucky touchdown. And after a couple of plays here, Vandy will have the wind of their back for the rest of the first half. A strong breeze blowing from the south end zone to the north end zone, or right to left, as you view things at home. And Vandy will have that wind at their back for the second quarter. Ken Willis kicks off for the Wildcats. Johnson and Mitchell back at the goal line for Vanderbilt. Worley boots it over to Mitchell, who gets it at the 10, comes up the sideline to the 26 and 27-yard line. Closed off in a hurry. They shut the field down and did a good job of keeping Mitchell from finding an opening. So that's where Vandy will start on offense. Trailing 10-7 with less than a minute left in the first quarter. They're at their own 28.
Certainly a better place to start a drive right here from the 28 than the 9-yard line. Vandy would sure like to duplicate that last drive several times for the rest of the year.
Eric Jones hands off to Mark Johnson. Johnson does a good job of running through and then over some people. David Johnson brought him down, but a pickup of 12 yards from Mark and out to the 40-yard line, a first down. He put his shoulder down, went right into Johnson, didn't he?
Hand off on misdirection again. Here comes Mark, and you look at him, he's running so quick and everything, you think, well, this guy can't be much. But when he hits you, you're going to know you got hit.
Johnson is 5'7", but 190 pounds. Jones, a delay out of the backfield to Johnson. He picks a hole and gets about 4 yards on what will likely be, or will be, I guess, the last play of the first quarter. Johnson gets across the 45, and the first quarter comes to a close. Kentucky leading the Commodores after a quarter of play by a score of 10-7.
Middle age, that's all.
We're not middle-aged. You're old, and I'm ancient.
Oh, pooh. I'm afraid of him. Well, he's afraid of you.
Henry Fonda, Katharine Hepburn, and Jane Fonda star in On Golden Pond, Sunday at 3 on ZTV Nashville.
Here's some facts about shoes from Jensen Shoes.
If a shoe fits and supports your foot properly, then foot comfort is a guarantee. Foot support shoes do just that. First of all, they come in a wide range of sizes and widths. Second, they're built on contoured lants that cradle the foot for total weight distribution. And third, foot support shoes are structured with steel shanks to support the foot without sagging or stretching. A fitting specialist can ensure your total foot comfort with foot support shoes.
Jensen Shoes, White Bridge Road at Post Square Shopping Center.
You can't hurt me. Come on, all you got. Come on.
They will abuse his body.
Rat!
Torture his mind.
You're beginning to get to me.
And break his spirit.
Don't hold me so tight.
Deputy Barney Fife will always survive to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory.
The Andy Griffith Show, weeknights at 5:30 and 10 on ZTV Nashville.
This Christmas, a lot of kids just might go to bed with visions of baby pound puppies. And baby pound purries dancing in their heads. Well, every time you get anything to eat and drink at Hawty's, you can get one of the babies for only $2.59. There's a new one every week, so by Christmas Eve you could have all 5, which might give you the chance to make some dreams come true on Christmas morning.
Kentucky capitalized on an intercepted pass, turned it into a field goal. Each team has had an impressive touchdown drive and a 10-7 Kentucky lead. as the second quarter gets set to start. Vanderbilt has the football, 2nd and 5. The ball right at their own 45-yard line.
Neither defense has stopped the other offense yet. Now, each team stopped themselves once, but that's it.
First play of the second quarter. Commodores operate out of the wishbone. The option play with Eric Jones gets him inside Kentucky territory to the 48, first down. Randy Holleran finally getting Eric Jones, but he got 6.5 yards in the play.
Right here, you'll see the triple option with the fullback going wide. Eric gets outside, keeps the ball, knows what he has to have for the first down, and gets it.
It was a good tackle by Holleran because he got Jones around the foot, and otherwise Eric is going to go for a lot further.
Kentucky territory at the 49.
First and 10 Commodores, who had 33 first downs in the game here last week. Kentucky leading 10-7, first minute of the second quarter. Option again. Jones keeps, squirts through, and has about 11. First down Vanderbilt at the Kentucky 37. Mark Johnson was the trailback, and Jones looked that way, and it set it up. A nice seam for him to run
Watch
through.
a block here by Mark Johnson. He's going to go out and load on the end. Bring him down. Great block right there, and that frees Eric to get outside. Right there was the key.
Another first down for the Commodores. They're at the Kentucky 37-yard line. Right up the middle with Andy McCarroll, and he gets to the 35. Vanderbilt first down coming on. Pass from Jones to Parker. 2-yard gain by McCarroll on the first down carry. Second down and 8 for Vanderbilt. McCarroll again. He's still moving, and to the 30-yard line. It looked like a 2-yard gain, and you can add 3 more to that.
That is second effort right there. That's an armload of fullback and a lot of second effort. Handoff right there, breaks through. A couple of people on him, 3 people on him. Well, let's carry them and go find some more right there.
Football is at the 30. Vanderbilt needs to move it to the 27. A little past that for a first down. 3rd and 3. Trailing Kentucky by 3. They've got it with McCarroll. 3rd straight carry for Andy, and he runs over some people and gets inside the 25-yard line. Ron Robinson on the tackle.
Well, here's the bull right here. Just hand it off to him. Let him run it up in there. Watch him. Watch the leg drive right here. Keep him moving. Bounce off. Keep moving. Keep moving. Nice run by Big Andy.
First and 10 Vandy there at the Kentucky 22-yard line. Carroll this time only a yard or 2. Oliver Barnett, who has been along with Chris Chenault and Jerry Reese, the leading tacklers for Kentucky, the man that made the tackle there. A yard gain, second down 9. Vanderbilt football at the Kentucky 21. Andy trailing by 3 with 12 minutes left in the half. Great drop back. Crawford hit at the 15. Squirts loose. Keeps going out of bounds. He might have a first down at the 11. First man to hit Crawford failed to wrap him up, and Everett then looked like he was going to lose yards after the catch, but not so.
It's the hot route. Dump it off right here to Everett. Gets hit there by Chenault. It's a good tackler. Bounces off Massey and breaks it out. Knows where the first down is and gets it.
First down Vanderbilt. Just across the Kentucky 12. First and 10. Jones is tackled in the backfield by Jeff Kramer. almost a misconnection on the snap from center. A loss on the play back to the 14-yard line. So it brings up second down now for the Commodores. Second down and 12.
Once again, we're getting in that territory where Kentucky, you can believe they're going to be stunning every play. Those linebackers, defensive backs, everybody.
There's Cropper inside the 5 to the 4, and 3rd and 2 coming up. David Johnson, the only thing that kept Crawford from going all the way in.
Well, there's a new one out of the playbook, one we haven't seen this year. Big misdirection. Everett comes back inside for the handoff, breaks it out, and really gets hammered on the tackle.
Yeah, always on the misdirection. It's been to the outside of Jones rather than the inside on the handoff. So it's 3rd down and 2 as Vanderbilt is at the Kentucky 4-yard line. Play action pass. Barrett's open, and that's 6 for Vanderbilt. Well, Kentucky used the play action on 3rd and 1, and the Commodores used it to their own good advantage there as Eric Jones finds Rodney Barrett in the end zone. Vandy takes the lead, 13-10.
Play action right here. Fake to the fullback, fake to the tailback, and you've got Kasanovich clearing out, going through there. And down here at the bottom, you've got Barrett for the touchdown.
Johnny Clark for the extra point. Green snap to Gray is perfect, and so is Clark's extra point. So we have 10 minutes and 9 seconds left in the first half. Vandy has answered a Kentucky touchdown with their second one, and they lead the Wildcats 14-10.
They were proud young men.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have been informed that Bunker Hill Academy is to be closed.
Then everything changed.
The proprietors ordered the school closed. Now, as I see it, we are the proprietors.
George C. Scott, Timothy Hutton, Sean Penn, and Tom Cruise. They stopped at nothing to defend what was theirs.
I want a meeting with General Bates. You stay where you are, Sheriff.
Taps. Monday night at 7 on ZTV Nashville.
When people talk about their bank, they don't talk about what the bank does. They talk about how their bank treats them. They talk about the banker who personally takes care of them, and the teller they see every week. Banking isn't just a business of money. It's a business of being part of the local community, of listening, of understanding, and of helping. That's why at First American, we're making sure banking is still a people business.
Since Boomba Crystal Lovers, Cowboy Sid, and Sheila the Sports Nut Wonder Horse, here was something to cheer about. Whoa! It's this great combo meal at Crystal, complete with a fantastic SEC glass. Oh, what a catch! You get 4 Crystals, regular fries, and a medium soft drink, and you get this glass featuring all the great teams of the SEC. Well, you get the whole deal, the glass and the meal, for only $2.89. I don't believe it. So hurry to Crystal and pick up your combo meal. Hey, illegal use of hands.
Vanderbilt taking the lead here, 14-10 on this play on 3rd and 2 from the Kentucky 4.
Eric does a good job with the fakes and just lobs it out and lets Rodney run under the ball. That's the key when you got somebody that wide open.
Clark bounces the football downfield, and it is Gover up close, trying to get outside. Does to some degree, but not all that much. It goes out of bounds at the 31.5. So Vanderbilt sending the defensive unit out. There have been some drives in this football game for touchdowns. Vandy 91 and 72 yards. Kentucky has had a 67-yard drive.
And you see the Commodore offense, when they've got the triple option working out of the bone, they can run anything that they've got. It really makes everything so much better. It just magnifies the other play.
So Kentucky out on offense. 14-10 Vanderbilt. 10 minutes, 3 seconds left in the first half. Fumbled snap, and Dooley goes down in the backfield. He managed to pick it up and hang on to the football. He'll lose about 5 yards on the play. Clark's 2 kicks. Looks like he's hit the ball high twice. I don't think those are planned.
Well, Dooley came out, just never got the ball right out of there. He tries to roll out and make something happen and loses the 5 yards.
Mon Winston cut his feet out from under him. Guess we'll talk about the kickoffs after this one. Second down 15 for the Wildcats back at their 26-yard line. Dooley is going to be, he lost the football. Did David Worm come up with it? It looks like it, and that's the signal. Reese caused the fumble, it appears. And the Commodores take over at the Kentucky 22. Brings the crowd to its feet. Well, there's a blue and white section that's pretty quiet.
Renford Reese and Scanlon blitzing right here. Reese comes around, and Scanlon knocks the ball loose right there. And right there is the recovery.
You saw David Worm just smother the football, which is exactly...
Don't jump on the football, jump beside the football and pull it in to you.
So Vandy getting a good break at the 22-yard line of Kentucky. Kentucky used an intercepted pass and a run back to the 11 to get a field goal. Crawford is wide open, makes a cut. He's to the 3 and maybe to the 2. Everett Crawford on a pass from Eric Jones, right up the middle.
Eric's under center. He looks out there. He knows the trips aren't covered. He knows that Everett can get open right here. He's wide open. Nobody even on him. Breaks it back inside, down to the 2.
First and goal from the 2. Crawford a little shaken up as he came off the field. Well, Hardwell Gardner, a big guy, is the man that tackled him. Hyacenda on the carry might have lost a yard. So it'll bring up second and goal from the 3 for Vanderbilt.
That does. In the middle by Ron Robinson.
Ron Robinson went to Stratford High. Tackle to Hyacenda.
Second and goal.
Second and goal. Vandy at the Kentucky 3, trying to turn a fumble recovery into 7 points. Leading 14-10. Commodores with 8:22 left in the first half. Play action. Barrett's open again. Does he come down? Oh, they say out of bounds. Just out of bounds. He tried his darndest to get it 1 foot down inbounds. Made a good catch. So third down.
Looked like a good call from here. It just looked like he came down right on the line, did everything he possibly could. We get a great view of it right here. Yeah, right on the line.
On the line is out of bounds.
And no, this isn't tennis, so it is out of bounds. McEnroe would have had a field day with that call.
Kentucky has their backup quarterback, Glenn Ford, warming up. Jones under some pressure. Touchdown to Johnson. Vandy leads 20-10. Boy, Eric was under some pressure, and he handled it very well, and a nice soft pass to Mark Johnson for the TD.
You can say a lot for the way he handled the pressure, but the pass wasn't much. Watch him float this ball out here. Just get rid of it, and Mark has plenty of time. Mark's sitting there waiting for that ball to come in. Hurry up and get here.
And you see he had that foot down. So Vandy turns a Kentucky fumble into 6, trying to make it 7 points. There was a flag on the touchdown play, but it was against Kentucky. So wave that one off. 8:08 left in the half, and Vandy trying to go up on top of Kentucky 21-10. Clark right through there. His third extra point. 8 minutes, 8 seconds left in this first half. Vandy is ahead of Kentucky by a 21-10 score.
Sunday at noon, Jane Fonda is the doll maker, a woman of quiet courage who stands by her man.
And now look, we're stuck in this hole.
Don't miss the Emmy winner, The Doll Maker. Then at 3, when life is at its finest.
You're my knight in shining armor.
Henry Fonda, Katharine Hepburn, and Jane Fonda star in On Golden Pond, Sunday at 3 following the Doll Maker on ZTV Nashville.
You know, recently Bonanza restaurants came to me and said, Monty, we've got steak, chicken, and seafood dinners at great prices. But now we want to give an even better deal. Can you help us? No problem.
Right, Monty. Enjoy the incredible 10-ounce Kansas City bone-in strip, your choice of potato, and the all-you-can-eat Fresh-Tastics food bar, a dream come true for only $5.99.
Bonanza, you got a deal.
Enter to win a fabulous Super Bowl trip for 2. Register at Bonanza.
You don't have to be crazy to watch ZTV each weeknight.
Ain't that the funny part?
I think he's a nut.
But it helps.
We're talking monster laughs.
So go a little nuts with Silver Spoons, The Andy Griffith Show, Cheers, and The Jeffersons, beginning at 5 weeknights on ZTV Nashville.
Vandy ahead 21-10, and you think back, Norm, Kentucky intercepted a pass, ran it to the 11, had to settle for 3. Vanderbilt recovers a fumble at the Kentucky 22. They punch it in.
That's a big difference right there. If you get an opportunity like that, if you walk away with 3, I mean, you've been stopped. I mean, you might as well walk away with nothing because it's in terms of momentum. And Vandy takes that and just runs it on in, gets the ball in the end zone. 11-point lead.
Clark gets under this one. And it's fumbled by Smith at the 5. It comes right back to him, and he's got a big opening up the middle, and if somebody doesn't catch him, nobody will catch him. He's going to go a long way. He is out of bounds inside the 25 at the 22. So what looked like a fumble turns into a great return for Kentucky. 73 yards. 79 yards.
Right here, you see the fumble, and what happens, everybody converges. Everybody covering on this just breaks out of their lanes. They want to go get that football, and that's what happened right there. Breaks it out, and you'll see Chip Price come in here at the very end and bump him out.
So Kentucky coming right back, and they're at the Vandy 22. Smith just about took that one all the way. Pitch to Higgs. Good pickup on a first down carry to the 15, a gain of 7. Andy Baker on the stop. 2nd down and 3 for the Wildcats.
Student body right here. Toss, sweep, and pull everybody.
Kentucky with Glenn 4 in a quarterback now.
Hicks breaks it back against the grain for the game, picks up 7 on the first down.
Higgs right up the middle. 2 yards on that play, and it'll bring up 3rd and 1. Snyder and Scanlon.
Nice tackle there. You don't see a running back get turned around and land feet first very often. Feet pointed toward the goal.
Kentucky on 3rd and 1. Play action pass last time. Got to think they're going to keep the ball on the ground this close to the goal line. Well, they're going to pass a rollout. 4. Well, he'll keep it. There's a penalty. 4 is in the end zone. There's a flag in the defensive backfield. And let's see what it is and who it will be against.
Interference of some kind. I don't know which side it's going to be on, though.
Well, they're bringing the football back, so you got a pretty good clue that it's not against Vanderbilt. It is against Vanderbilt. Holding. Touchdown. Well, I'm 0 for 1 there, aren't I? Holding against Vanderbilt. Defensive holding. Declined, of course, is 4 on the rollout. Runs it in from the 13.
See right here, they're going to do the same thing. They're going to break the tight end down here. They're looking to pass. This is not a run. He pulls it down. 4 breaks in. Nice block there. And just squeezes in the corner of the end zone.
Set up on the long return by D. Smith. They're going for 2. Incomplete. Kentucky trying for 2 on the extra point. Has it go incomplete, and so Vanderbilt has a 5-point lead at 21-16. 6:38 left in the half. Watch the attempt.
Take a look at it. D. Smith's going to drag back across against the grain. Everybody's going to be moving right. Smith's going to move back to, well, if we would have seen it, he would have been moving back to the other corner of the end zone. The ball just barely overthrown.
It looked like it almost was catchable. Hard to say. That's a tough angle from here, and it's tougher down there.
He was open enough where they could have floated that ball in, though, so
Kentucky gets 6. They come up short on the 2-point conversion. Seemed like a little early in the game to try for 2, doesn't it?
Well, you look at it. If they get it, you're down by 3. You're a field goal away. If you don't get it, you need a touchdown to get ahead anyway. Penalty assessed on the kickoff.
So Kentucky will kick off from their own 45-yard line. Penalty occurred on the touchdown. Vandy leading 21-16. Willis high in the air, and that wind really holds it up. Mark Johnson comes up, takes it at the 13, breaks through, and almost lost some Kentucky people, but gets hauled down at the 31-yard line by Carwell Gardner. Boy, it looked like if he had another half step, he was gone, because there was nobody else that could have caught him.
If he breaks through there, I don't think there's anybody on Kentucky's team that can catch him from behind.
That wind must really be strong, because he kicks off from the 45, and
you look at the flag up here. If we get a chance to look at it, I mean, it is really showing you how hard this is blowing.
A low kick is to the advantage of the kickoff team, I really think, in this situation. Vandy 1st and 10 from their own 31. 6:32 left. First half action. Jones in some trouble. He's lost the football. Kentucky has it at the 35.
Incomplete pass.
They're going to say incomplete pass, and that's a break. It will not be popular with the blue and white fans in that quarter, but Eric did have his arm in motion.
It wasn't a pretty pass, but his arm was moving forward. One time he's really happy to have an incompletion. And watch him as he steps up in the pocket, going to release it. He was going to pull it down, but he just threw it in the ground.
I don't know. It looked like he was trying to pull it down to me.
I know, but
it's 2nd and 10. McCarroll gets 3 yards. 3rd and 7 coming up for the Commodores.
Happened to look down at Watson that time, and he felt like Eric should have pulled the ball right there.
Yeah.
If the end comes down on your fullback, if he's anywhere close to coming down on him, go ahead and pull it and run the option on out. Particularly there, you look at the wind. I mean, it's really blowing now. Actually, looking at the flag, you can't see the wind.
Get an idea of what it's doing. Blitz. Jones is going to get smothered. They sent Endress and Kramer, and Eric just had to eat that football. And so with the wind to his back, Johnny Clark is in to punt. And the Kentucky defense has stifled the Commodores on this drive with still 5:30 left in the half.
Obviously, 1 or 2 of the backs missed the blitz pickup, and you've got to have them block that.
Clark kicks. Jimmy O'Neill is back, and it takes a bounce that will send it out of bounds at the 33.5-yard line. And that's where Kentucky will start. 43-yard punt from Johnny Clark. So Kentucky 5:10 left in the half and trailing by 5 points, and first time today that the Commodore offense has really been shut down. An intercepted pass led to a turnover, but 3 touchdowns on the next 3 possessions. Glenn Four bombs away to D. Smith just through his outstretched hands. and incomplete as a result. He went way up in the air and nearly made a spectacular catch. Roman and Baker back defending.
Actually, what you'll see here is Forrest throwing right where the Commodores want him to, because they've got two deep backs right here. You'll see Baker and Roman both coming across the top. If they get there a little earlier, they got a picked off pass.
Good timing on the hit by
Really
Andy Baker. Bill Berry, the fullback. Not a whole lot for him. Only a yard and a half to the 35, and 3rd and long coming up for the Wildcats. Vanderbilt 21, Kentucky 16, 4:45 remaining in the first half. That has been an offensive first half. Third down and about 9 for the Wildcats from their own 35. A couple of the offensive linemen moved early and looked like Pfeiffer and Kunkel. I missed that last penalty, so I'll just wait on this one. I'll tell you what, when the officials started walking back, that's what I thought.
Start offense.
It was going to be against Kentucky. Threw me a curve.
Supposed to let me speculate on this. And
that's true. Yeah, I don't need to go out of my way to do it, do I?
Really looked like the center on that play, because the whole line moved. It looked like the center forgot the kick.
Yeah. When you see that many people do it, you tend to lean that way. 3rd and about 14 now. 4. Is that in? Oh, almost intercepted by Alan Roman, and he nearly picked off the pass. That was intended for Tim Jones, and Jones did a pretty good job at turning over and becoming a defensive back to prevent the interception by Roman. And so Jay Tesser, the Kentucky punter, will loft one in the air against that stiff wind.
Take a look at it. Now watch Alan Roman. He really closes on this ball. Sees it coming. He's right there. He said, "That's my ball."
A bad punt. Good bounce. Carl Parker picks it up, and Vandy is in great shape at the 43-yard line.
Nice play by Carl right there, because that ball is bouncing, and you're going to get probably 10 or 12 more yards off that bounce. So he just picks it up and gets 3 or 4 yards moving the other way. A little high on the snap, off the side of the foot right here, and watch Carl.
Yeah, that ball's at least 10 yards downfield further if Parker doesn't field it on the go. Vandy just short of their own 44-yard line. 1st and 10, leading by a 21-16 score. 4 minutes left in the half, and Everett Crawford is hit in the backfield for a 1-yard loss. Jerry Reese on the stop, and last time and now this time that Kentucky defense appears to be a little fired up.
Really coming out. They're playing a lot better. They're stunning all over the field now. As you saw last time, Vandy way back in their own territory, and Kentucky was blitzing on every single play.
See what adjustments the Commodores will be able to make to that. 2nd and 11. Option play. Jones. Oh, he's got some room. Nice spin, and Eric gets across the 50 and into Kentucky territory to the 48, and it'll bring up 3rd and 2. So about a 9-yard pickup on 2nd and 11. David Johnson up from his cornerback position to get a handle on Jones' ankle. 3rd down and 2 for the Commodores. 3 minutes left in the half, and they'd like to just take about 2 minutes and 58 seconds of that. Get 7 points out of it. Jones, misdirection to Crawford. I don't know if he got a first down or not. He's going to be very close.
Referee signaling it's short. 4th down.
4th down at the 47. 4th and less than a yard. And Vanderbilt will spend a timeout, and we will take a break with 2:28 left in the half. Vandy leading Kentucky 21-16.
They were proud young men.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have been informed that Bunker Hill Academy is to be closed.
Then everything changed.
The proprietors ordered the school closed. Now, as I see it, we are the proprietors.
George C. Scott, Timothy Hutton, Sean Penn, and Tom Cruise. They stopped at nothing to defend what was theirs.
I want a meeting with General Bench. You stay where you are, Sheriff.
Taps. Monday night at 7 on ZTV Nashville.
Gatorade this winter, maybe you just don't get thirsty. Gatorade is thirsty, all that deep down body
When people count on you, count on Post-it brand notes.
Well, Vandy is going to go for it. It is 4th down and 1. They're at the Kentucky 47. 2:28 left in the half. Kentucky with 3 timeouts left. So it's a tough decision to make, although it certainly will be a popular one with the fans.
It really is, because this little time left in the half, you're really tempted to go ahead and line it up, try to knock it out inside the 20, and Kentucky really doesn't have that kind of time to get it all the way down for a score.
4th and 1. Jones got it. Well, it looked close there, but he got it by about 2 yards.
That play was about as smooth as sandpaper.
Yeah. 1st down at the 45. Well, let's think back a few weeks. We were at Ole Miss 2 weeks ago, and twice, 4th and 1, the Commodores didn't get it in the first half. It kind of set things up, or didn't set things up, I guess.
Really set the tone for the whole game.
It did,
That's
and
right.
here the Commodores go for it. Need 1, get 2 out of it. This direction to Crawford, only a yard on the play. Getting the feeling that Kentucky might be open to some play-action pass, although with the way they're blitzing, that's tough sometimes.
They really are. They're running a lot of stunts in there every time. You're seeing all the linemen twist. You're seeing a lot of blitzes from the linebackers. If you can get where you can get that fake in there and buy your quarterback enough time, you can really tear them up with this.
2nd down and 9. Vandy at the 44. A minute and 39 left in the half. Commodores lead by 5. Jones is going for Parker. Just a little bit overthrown.
Greg Jones passes in for Carl Parker. Incomplete.
3rd down and 9.
And Eric did the right thing there. He could have thrown that ball better, but what he was doing is throwing away from the defensive back. What Carl had was he had the defensive back on his right, and Eric's just throwing it out to his left. Make sure it's not intercepted first.
George came in from the right side. Everett Crawford did a good job of picking him up. Roll out coming up from Jones. Sets up. Parker is open. Out of bounds at the 24-yard line. 1st down, Vanderbilt.
Nice pass, nice catch right there. Eric did a tremendous job of sitting back there. Now watch, he's going to have some heat right here. You start getting jittery feet when that happens. He unloads the ball, and Carl right there doesn't have enough time to turn it upfield, or he's gone for a touchdown.
Vandy 1st and 10 at the Kentucky 24. 21-16 Commodores. A minute and 24 seconds in the half. Right to the right side this time. Parker is there. A little bit overthrown. He was bumped. And Davidson was the man that bumped him just before the ball arrived. Johnson, rather. David Johnson. Some of the fans would like to have seen the flag throw.
Looks like a good no call, because you'll see the ball's overthrown right here, and Carl really doesn't have a chance to catch it. Watch right here. He's going to get bumped, but the ball is over his head anyway.
Not so sure he wasn't bumped after the ball had actually passed him at that point. 2nd and 10. He's in trouble. Gets it away. Oh, what a pass to Sonovich on the catch. Just at the 20-yard line. There were about 6 Kentucky players back there, all over Eric Jones, who somehow got it away, and Kasanovich was really not all that open.
Not a big game, but boy, it's a lot better than this loss. The thing you give up when you're blitzing like Kentucky is you don't have the coverage. So if he can get that ball off, it doesn't have to be a perfect pass. It's just got to be out there near him.
44 seconds left in the half. Vandy is 3rd and 6. Blitz again, the pass to Crawford. Flag in the defensive backfield. Crawford is down at the 5. Let's see what the penalty is all about.
Could be a pick. They could be calling interference from the receivers, because that's exactly, let's see what it is first.
Well, it'll be a big penalty if it is. It is. That's lost down, too, isn't it?
What is called right here is the play Vandy's running. So they've got 2 receivers coming back inside and making sure that Everett gets out there by himself. Now, they're not blocking anybody. They're just running down through there. It's a judgment call by the referee.
And so instead of being at the 5,
loss of down, 4th down.
They are back at the 35 with 34 seconds left. See the play again, but it's...
You couldn't really see what happened on the pick, but if it's run right, there's no way they can call it, but obviously that one wasn't run too well.
So it's 4th down. Loss of down is what hurts you, too. Back at the 35. Clark will try a field goal with the wind to his back, spotting the ball at the 46.
The 41 for a 51-yarder.
Sorry, 41. 51-yarder. He kicked 54 yards against Auburn. Just a little bit short and off to the right side. So Kentucky takes over at their own 35 with 28 seconds left in the half. So certainly a very costly penalty.
Costly penalty and a costly miss right there, because Vandy gets that they're up by 8 points, and Kentucky's caught where they've got to start going for 2 all the time. You'll see it right here. Just drifts off to the right. But if Vandy's up by 8,
Kentucky runs the football with Ivy Joe Hunter. I knew he'd get well for this game. That's his first carry of the afternoon, and Kentucky takes a timeout with 15 seconds left in the half. Why would you run with your tailback, go 3 yards, and then call a timeout?
You read my mind right there.
Oh.
Interesting call, to say the least. Hand it off up the middle and call timeout while you're, what, 62 yards away from the goal line.
Vanderbilt is off next week. The next game for the Commodores here at Vanderbilt Stadium on the 21st, and we'll have that game at 10 p.m. on ZTV. Last home game of 1987 for the Vanderbilt Commodores, 2 weeks from today against Maryland. Team the Commodores started off with last year.
Started off several years against Maryland. Maryland, I don't think, is quite as good as they've been being the past decade. But they're always a good football team. Big, strong team. As you look at Watson over on the sideline.
Kentucky utilizing a timeout. They are 2nd and 7. That wind, they're going to really have to get in close for a field goal try. They'll probably like to go all the way in. Four fires it. Tipped away by Cunningham. It's incomplete.
Kentucky fans wanting a pass interference, but once that ball got tipped, everybody out there is live.
Yeah,
I mean, you can go after anybody.
Get them a rule book. 7 seconds left. 2nd down.
Well, I imagine we'll see how far Mr. Ford can throw the ball now.
He's fired downfield a few times since coming in replacement of Kevin Dooley.
Shotgun.
throws it down the sideline. Incomplete. Reese defending on the play. O'Neal was the intended receiver. That'll do it for the first half, and it has been a first half and then a half. 21-16. Vanderbilt leads Kentucky at halftime.
Down, and that's a super job from the defense. Offense, of course, you get 21 points and a half. You got to feel good about that.
5 first half touchdowns, as I said. Let's take a look at them right now as we go to the highlights on this first half. Vanderbilt with the 21-16 lead, and the Commodores got the first one.
Well, you want highlights? We got highlights, because right here's a perfect pass to Carl Parker. Just well-timed, excellent throw by Eric.
That made it 7-3 Vanderbilt, and then Kentucky answered with their only sustained drive.
Right here, just the handoff, the give to Smith. Breaks it outside and sees the crack back inside and just turns back in the hole for the touchdown.
That gave Kentucky its second lead, this time at 10-7, but the Commodores came back with an extremely impressive drive of their own and capped it off this way.
Really as good a drive as we've seen this year. And there's a play action fake, double fake, and just unloaded out here to Rodney Barrett, wide open for the touchdown.
Earlier in the game, Kentucky had intercepted a pass, run it back to the 11. They had to settle for a field goal. Vanderbilt came up with a fumble, and on 3rd and goal from the 3, they got 7 out of their turnover.
Well, let's go out here again. Eric just unloads the ball. Mark Johnson standing there saying, hurry up, ball, get here, because I'm wide open.
That put Vandy ahead by 21-10 score. Kentucky came back, and on second-string quarterback Glenn Ford's run.
Ford just takes the ball. He's looking to pass all the way, and he sees that opening right there, breaks it straight down the sideline, and just gets in the corner of the end zone.
Kentucky went for 2 at that point, and they were unsuccessful with the pass attempt on the 2-point conversion, so that accounts for the 21-16 score at halftime. Some first half stats, as you might imagine, and I imagine they'll be very interesting. Let's take a look at them.
Say the least. Well, first downs, 15 for Vandy to 4 for Kentucky. Very interesting right there. The passing, as you expect Vandy to have a little edge, but the yards rushing, you wouldn't expect Vandy to have that kind of edge on them. But you get down to the key, the turnovers, 2 for Kentucky. That is the key.
And time of possession strongly in favor of Vanderbilt, and that's what they want to maintain. 21 minutes to almost 9.
That's right. Vandy has got to keep the defense off as much as possible, and that's how you do it. You keep the ball 21 out of a possible 30 minutes.
So we expect an exciting second half. This first one certainly has been. Vanderbilt leading 21-16, and Kentucky will be kicking off to the Commodores when we come back.
Remind you too, ladies and gentlemen, that you can catch all of today's exciting football.
Sunday at noon. Jane Fonda is the doll maker, a woman of quiet courage who stands by her man.
And now look, we're stuck in this hole.
Don't miss the Emmy winner, The Doll Maker. Then at 3, when life is at its finest.
You're my knight in shining armor.
Henry Fonda, Katharine Hepburn, and Jane Fonda star in On Golden Pond. Sunday at 3, following The Doll Maker on ZTV Nashville.
When people talk about their bank, they don't talk about what the bank does. They talk about how their bank treats them. They talk about the banker who personally takes care of them and the teller they see every week. Banking isn't just a business of money. It's a business of being part of the local community, of listening, of understanding, and of helping. That's why at First American, we're making sure banking is still a people business.
Sis boom by, Crystal lovers. Cowboy Sid and Sheila, the sports nut wonder horse. Here was something to cheer about. Whoa! It's this great combo meal at Crystal, complete with a fantastic SEC glass. Oh, what a catch! You get 4 Crystals, regular fries, and a medium soft drink, and you get this glass featuring all the great teams of the SEC. Well, you get the whole deal, the glass and the meal, for only $2.89. I don't believe it. So hurry to Crystal and pick up your combo meal. Pay illegal use of hands.
Getting set for the second half. Vanderbilt a 5-point lead after 1 half of play. And we've talked about the strong breeze that flows from the south end zone to the north or right to left as you view things. And that will be in the Commodores' face in the third quarter, but at their backs in the fourth quarter, which is as you would like it to be. Kentucky elected to defer the choice after the flip of the coin to start the game, and I don't know that I would have done that. I think I would prefer to to have that ball, that wind in my back in the fourth quarter.
That's what I thought the whole purpose of it was, because you want to have that in a game, especially one as close as this one is, and up and down the field, you want to have that wind behind you.
Yeah, if they make their choice to start the football game, then they'll have the option of which goal to defend in the second half and try to put it at their advantage. Of course, it may not be that important.
Of course, we're not head coaches in a major college. I think Jerry Claiborne does know more than we do.
Clark's kickoff comes and will go out of bounds. Had 2 of those last week. One of them, I thought of you, Norman, as soon as Rutgers ran it back about 50 yards last week. Where a kick goes out of bounds and you have to do it again. You a lot of times see a
just worn
long
out.
Run back.
That's right. I know you didn't think of me because the guy that returned it was really fast and a good athlete and made a good run. I know that wasn't it. It was.
Well, that crossed my mind briefly. So the Commodores will kick it again and back it up to the 30. Remember, in the first half, when Kentucky kicked to Vanderbilt, they kicked from the 45 after a penalty, and the kickoff went only to the 15-yard line, and so you don't want to back it up any further than you have to, but nonetheless, that's the case here.
Kicking into the stiff breeze, and you backed yourself up 5 more yards, you can expect Kentucky to come out with good field position.
Kentucky had 134 return yards in the first half. The ball bounces and comes up to Gover up close, and Kentucky will be in great shape to start the second half as they'll begin a drive from their own 44-yard line. 15-yard return. Let's see who's going to be the Kentucky. That'll be Glenn Ford, Kentucky quarterback. Dooley went out midway in the first half. They also lost their starting fullback, Andy Murray, to an injury. Kentucky, first down. Higgs, Grange keeps him from going around the outside. That was a good tackle by Chris Gaines, because if Higgs turns a corner, he's going to pick up some yards no matter who's out there. Loss of a yard in the play.
Really good play. Chris comes blitzing through right here, just gets a hand on him, pulls him down from behind. Makes you glad that tearaways are no longer allowed in college football.
Second down and 12 for the Wildcats, back at their 43. Play action. And complete to Smith in Vandy territory at the 40. He came down with 1 foot inbound. Gentry pushed him out of bounds, and that was a good catch by D. Smith.
Really was. Smith's been impressive up to this point. Acrobatic catch right there to turn, make the catch, and drop the foot inbounds. 75 yards on the kickoff also, so that's not a bad day for him thus far.
First down, Kentucky at the Vanderbilt 40, and in the backfield this time it's Scanlon meeting Higgs, and a loss on the play. Loss back to the 43. Second down and about 13.
Bob Scanlon threw their beautiful tackle right there. That's how they tackle up in Chicago, where Bob came from.
This is Darrington, the tight end. He is to the 37, pushed back. Up third, about 6. Baker and Scanlon on the tackles there. Darrington, big tight end, 6'3", 220, had a big catch in the first half on a 3rd and 1 that set up Kentucky's touchdown in the first quarter.
Your basic 3-yard completion right there. That and 50 cents will get you a cup of coffee these days.
3rd down and 7 for the Wildcats at the Vandy 37. It's wide open. Drop the ball. Holy cow.
Ooh. And a penalty flag is down in the area of holding.
Oh my, he was absolutely wide open and nobody closer than the goal line to Darrington. Holding against Kentucky. And that will force a punt.
I didn't see what coverage Vanderbilt had on right there, but once Darrington got by the linebackers, we listened to Dick Burleson with the call.
Gets the offense. Decline. 4th down.
But once he got by the linebackers, there was nobody back there, and that ball went right through his hands. That's the toughest ball in the world to catch.
And he'll tell you that right now himself. And Kentucky has to take a timeout. So we'll take a timeout. 13:04 left in the 3rd quarter. Kentucky ready to punt. Vandy leads 21-16.
They were proud young men.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have been informed that Bunker Hill Academy is to be closed.
Then everything changed.
The proprietors ordered the school closed. Now, as I see it, we are the proprietors.
George C. Scott, Timothy Hutton, Sean Penn, and Tom Cruise. They stopped at nothing to defend what was theirs.
I want a meeting with General Bates. Now, you stay where you are, Sheriff.
Cats, Monday night at 7 on ZTV Nashville.
You know, recently Bonanza restaurants came to me and said, Monty, we've got steak, chicken, and seafood dinners at great prices. But now we want to give an even better deal. Can you help us? No problem.
Right, Monty. Enjoy the incredible 10-ounce Kansas City bone-in strip, your choice of potato, and the all-you-can-eat Fresh-Tastics food bar. A dream come true for only $5.99.
Bonanza, you got a deal.
Enjoy festive Thanksgiving turkey and trimmings, all you can eat, only $3.99 at Bonanza.
You can't hurt me. Come on, all you got. Come on.
They will abuse his body.
Rats!
Torture his mind.
You're beginning to get to me.
And break his spirit.
Don't hold me so tight.
Deputy Barney Fife will always survive to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory.
The Andy Griffith Show, weeknights at 5:30 and 10 on ZTV Nashville.
Well, there are times, Norman, you should take penalties, and that was one of them.
That's right. What you do right there, you don't take a timeout for a punt, particularly from the 37-yard line. You take timeout, you're losing one in a tight ball game. What you do is you take the 5-yard penalty, delay of game, back it up and kick it. Now, if you're on Vandy's side of the ball, you really got to look out for the fake right here.
It's 4th down and 7. Tesser, he's wanting to fake it.
He's going nowhere.
And now he punts it away. And they're going to come out of that smelling like a rose. And speaking of them, that's Kentucky. It's back at the 8-yard line. A lot like rugby, the way he handled that. A 34-yard punt on the run.
Australian rules football right here. Stop. Let's see.
Yeah, that's where he realizes he's going to go nowhere. Punts the football.
And he can be hit right there if you saw him get hit and pushed down, because he did pull the ball down, start to run. You're live meat right there.
Well, Vandy had a 91-yard first half drive for a touchdown. They'll need to better that by a yard here if they're going to get some TD points. This direction to Everett Crawford, and he gets to the 12. Gain of 4 on first down.
Interesting on that punt, really, because I couldn't tell if that was a fake because the snap wasn't that bad. There was no pressure on Tesser, and
looked like he was looking to run if he could. And then just...
Which you can't call that as a coach, because if they've got a full rush on, he's going to get sacked.
Option play. This is Jones. So it's 23. He's about as smooth as they come. David Johnson on the tackle, but Eric Jones has a first down for Vanderbilt.
Eric Jones picks up
12 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Vanderbilt leading 21-16.
You said it, Bob. Not enough O's in smooth on this play. Eric comes out, fakes the pitch, just breaks out from the linebacker and gets the first down.
Commodores at their own 23. Their first possession of the half. Misdirection to Crawford. Kentucky has shut that off a lot better since midway in the 2nd quarter. Early in the game, it was getting a lot of yards. A gain of a yard that time for Everett.
The Kentucky defense was so active early in the ball game. They were stunning this way, that way, every way. And that play was probably the best play that Vandy had first half, or at least first quarter.
Come on, defense!
Second down. Second down and 9 coming up for the Commodores. Big fullback has it. And you see what Andy McCarroll can do when he gets loose in the backfield. That's a 10-yard gain and a first down. Christian Alt finally got him, but McCarroll's out to the 34.
Watch Eric. He's going to come out right here. He's going to see that Andy is not taken. If that end does not crash down and take him, give it. And that's exactly what happened. Chenault doesn't get down there and get him, gives it, and Andy does a great job of cutting back against the grain right there. But on that triple option, that's why it is the option. That's what the quarterback's doing. He's coming out there, he's looking to see if anybody's going to get that fullback. If anybody does, pull it. If somebody gets it, take it.
He has all of, what, about a half a second to make that decision.
And then it gets even easier. You get out there in the open, and you've got to decide whether you keep or pitch to the back.
And, of course, if you do pitch, when you're going to pitch it, or if you keep it, where you're going to cut.
It's really simple, sure.
Vandy a first down again. Jones keeps this time and gets only about a yard. Jeff Kramer, the linebacker, on the tackle. I think it's been interesting on that possibility, the pitch all year, particularly you've got Crawford most of the time is the man that you pitch the ball to. Other teams have really keyed on him.
That's right. You would rather see the quarterback run it instead of a back. Even when I was playing, they used to take me, believe it or not, rather than have the back get a hold of it.
Second down and 9 for Vanderbilt. Draw play. Crawford keeps it from being a loss, but I don't think there was a gain on the play either. So third down coming up. Played about 5 minutes of the third quarter. Kentucky got to the Vanderbilt 37.
The draw has been pretty much ineffective all year for Vandy, and I think one of the reasons is they do so many things with the ball that the defensive linemen have to read all the way in. You don't just go running in after the quarterback. You've got to look out for 1,000 things.
Third down and 9. Screen pass. Oops. That one was broken up quickly by Vic Adams, and a loss on the play back to the 31 will bring up a punt into a tough win. That's where you'd like there to be about 20 seconds left in the third quarter instead of 9 minutes and 20 seconds, because you let the clock run out. Clark's going to have to punt into a tough win. Jimmy O'Neill is back deep. A low kick, and that's really what you need. It takes a high bounce, and that's not a bad bounce either. Now it takes a good roll. And Clark comes out of that with a good punt, and Kentucky starts at their own 32-yard line. 37-yard kick, but usually you like a lot of hang time. And this win, is not the thing you want. It was a low kick, and it took a big high bounce, which kept O'Neill from being able to field it.
With this wind, if you can keep that ball low and keep it away from somebody receiving it, that is a successful punt, because if you do hang that ball up, you're going to get a net 20-yard punt.
So both teams forcing punts on each team's initial possession in the third quarter. Kentucky first and 10 from their own 32. The pitch to Higgs. He gets outside, still on his feet, and gets to the 37, a gain of 5. Andy Baker finally wrapped his arms around Higgs' legs and brought him down.
Well, you got to admire that run. A lot of effort.
Second down and 5 for the Wildcats. Andy leading 21-16. 8:20 left to play in the third period. Higgs. Unless somebody can catch up, well, Baker's going to catch up with him and bring him down at about the 17. So somebody did, but it's a big run. That one was wide open up the middle. 46-yard run. And Kentucky's inside the Vandy 20.
What you're going to see happen He's going to be right by the linebackers. And once he's by there, there's nobody back there. Andy Baker does a tremendous job of coming over the top and bringing him down. Andy really showed a lot of speed right there.
Yeah, he didn't have a good angle to have to pursue him. Pitch. And no gain on the play this time. Pitch went to Tim Smith.
That is how you defend against that toss sweep. You have 6 guys out there waiting on him.
A loss of a yard back to the 19. 2nd and 11. This is where you like your defense to hold Kentucky to a field goal try. Vanderbilt leading by 5 points. Under pressure, gets it away and throws it away, and that was a good pass to throw it like he did.
Corey Price defending for the Commodores.
Worm and Cunningham really put the pressure on Four and just were a half a step away from sacking.
3rd and 11.
And watch Worm right here. He's right on top of him, and then all of a sudden he realizes Four does have the ball, and Cunningham on the other side, and Four does the right thing. He just gets rid of it.
3rd down and 11. It's a big play. This is a big one. Oh, he threw behind the intended receiver, Tim Jones, because he was under some pressure. And Four is upset. And Vanderbilt will see Kentucky try a field goal.
See Four back to pass right here. Free safety blitz. Andy Baker. There's the pressure. He knows he's got to get rid of it in a hurry. And you'll see the receiver was breaking in and the pass went outside. On that, the receiver has to read on the run. He sees that blitz. He's got to shorten his route.
Joey Worley for the field goal try. Missed. The Vanderbilt defense is held and then some. Kentucky gets no points out of it. And the Commodores still lead by 5 points at 21-16.
Well, I am truly impressed right here. I mean, what a stand by the defense.
Saw that Cunningham and Worley both had different opinions on the
and the one that counted
the field goal, and Cunningham was right.
The one that counted, the referee said,
no, sir.
Not there.
No backs behind Eric Jones as Vandy comes out. 7:09 remaining in the 3rd period. Vandy leads 21-16. Great run by Higgs. Got Kentucky to the 18, but that's all. Pass to Carl Parker. And he gets to the 26-yard line. Tony Massey on the tackle. 6-yard pickup for Vandy on 1st down. 2nd and 4.
Interesting play right there. Spread them out and see who's open, I guess.
And they have only Andy Iacenda in the backfield behind Jones now. Play clock running down to 2 seconds. Andy's done a good job of using that up. Deep to Parker. He's got it. He stays in bounds. 76 yards.
Touchdown. And no flags.
A lot of gold pom-poms, but no flags. It's 27-16 Vanderbilt.
You want to see a catch and some concentration to stay in bounds. Eric rolls, buys a little time, unloads it. Carl's going to run to the football and watch him on the sideline. He makes the catch first, then he realizes, hey, I'm right on the boundary. And I mean, does a toe dance.
Outruns Ron Robinson into the end zone. It is 28-16 Vanderbilt. Johnny Clark's extra point is good with 6 minutes, 16 seconds left in the third period. The Commodores lead the Wildcats by 11 points.
Sunday at noon, Jane Fonda is the doll maker, a woman of quiet courage who stands by her man.
And now look, we're stuck in this hole.
Don't miss the Emmy winner, The Doll Maker. Then at 3, when life is at its finest.
You're my knight in shining armor.
Henry Fonda, Katharine Hepburn, and Jane Fonda star in On Golden Pond. Sunday at 3, following The Doll Maker on ZTV Nashville.
This Christmas, a lot of kids just might go to bed with visions of baby pound puppies. And baby pound purries dancing in their heads. Well, every time you get anything to eat and drink at Hawty's, you can get one of the babies for only $2.59. There's a new one every week, so by Christmas Eve you could have all 5, which might give you the chance to make some dreams come true on Christmas morning.
You know, my dad was a mechanic, so I learned at an early age how important it is to use the right motor oil. Well, cars have gotten real complicated since then. So for today's cars, you need today's motor oil, Superflow from Exxon. Hey, this is a real winner. It's got this special additive wear band. Then super it block and wear around the rings, cam, pistons, all over your engine. So you want your engine to last? Go with the flow. Go Superflow.
Watch this pass.
Beautiful over-the-shoulder catch. Referee right there said he wasn't out of bounds, and Carl's got the speed to take it home. What a turnaround. The defense holds down there. The offense comes back and strikes quickly.
Yeah, Kentucky was really close to taking the lead, or at worst pulling to within 3 points, and now they find themselves trailing by a dozen. 6:16 left in the third quarter. Clark keeps it low. Picked up by Gobel. He is to the 35-yard line. That's where Kentucky will start. You look at the long passing plays in Vanderbilt history, and you see that the play right in there, 75 yards is the one just above it. That was 74 officially. Kurt Page to Chuck Scott against Kentucky in 84 is the only one. There's one of those just a little bit longer. That will go in as 8th longest in Vanderbilt history. 4, lots of time, pressured, incomplete. Pressure caused that pass to be incomplete. Winston was the man that put the most of it on. Gwen 4.
And credit the coverage right there, because 4 did have time. If he drops back, he's got somebody open. He's got time to release that, but the coverage is there. Nobody open, and that gives DeMond Winston enough time to get in there and make him just unload the football.
Jerry Claiborne on the sideline for Kentucky.
Class man, class individual.
Straight drop back this time. He evades Reese and then throws it away from Bilberry, the fullback, and that was just a dump off, and he's going to lose yards, so I'm going to throw it so he can't catch it type pass. Well, I'll tell you what, 4 has shown some good judgment under pressure in situations like that and tried to force some things.
Very heady quarterback up to this point, because right there, if he throws for the completion, they're going to lose 7 yards. Or if he holds on to it, as you look at the drive, 2 plays, 80 yards, and it took a long time to get that drive, 108.
Most of that was just time in the huddle. 4 is scrambling. He's got a first down and is near midfield. He'll be at the 49-yard line. 4 has scrambled twice in this football game for 14 yards. This time for a first down, the last time for a touchdown.
Came up a little bit gimp on that. Coach Brown not at all pleased. He had the pressure on him, but everybody, all the rushers left their pass rush lanes, and then let 4 just escape out there for the big run. So
it's first down Kentucky at the 49. Hand off to Higgs. He eludes one man in the backfield and gets 6 yards on the play. Noel Wells brings him down. 28-16 Vanderbilt, 5:20. We're in the third quarter. Kentucky into Vandy territory. They're at the 46. Second down. Or will pass. Wide open up the middle. Pennington. He breaks the tackle. Cuts back. He should be in the end zone. A 46-yard touchdown pass to tight end Martin Pennington, and the Wildcats answered just as quickly as the Commodores. That was a great run after the catch by Pennington. So the Commodore defense a chance to shut down the Wildcats. 3rd and 10, 4 scrambles, and then this play.
Pennington slips in where Scanlon is left from his blitz position, and right here is where the play's made. Just a tremendous run. He's got everybody good cuts, and that's a big man making some cuts right there.
Pennington is a junior. He's 6'2" and 228 pounds. Worley's extra point is good, and so the Wildcats are back to within 5. We have 4 minutes and 50 seconds left to play in the third quarter now, and it's Vanderbilt 28, Kentucky 23, and that's a big boost for the blue and white crowd.
Most definitely, because if you're Vanderbilt, you go out, you shut them down, you get the ball back to your offense in good position. They've got a chance to go ahead and put the game away. But right here, you'll see 4 drop back. Now, Pennington has just slipped under right there where the linebackers just left. And it's off to the races. Breaks outside, 1 missed tackle, back inside, good downfield blocking. And back into the end zone for the score.
Yeah, I agree that going back to the chance to put the game away, because you could really feel the surge after that pass to Parker of things here. Well, talked about a possible reverse Commodores might use on a kickoff. They haven't done it yet. I hope this is the last time they have a chance to. I'd like to see Kentucky not get a chance to kick off anymore this game.
I bet they wish they would have done it on the one that Boo almost downed it for the safety.
Won't do it on this as the kick goes into and out of the end zone. So Vanderbilt will start out at the 20-yard line. Worley took advantage of that wind and hit it towards the corner and got it into the end zone. Vandy with the football at their own 20-yard line. (28-23) the score. Kentucky missed a 2-point conversion, and you see Kentucky's scoring drive only slightly longer and slightly shorter than Vanderbilt's. 5 plays, 65 yards, 3 minutes. Vandy was 2 plays, 80 yards in 1 minute, 8 seconds. Andy McCarroll, the fullback, on a first down carry, gets 6 yards.
Vandy had been running the fullback outside off the tackle, and that time they just take it right up the middle behind Darrell Holt and gets a good gain.
2nd down and 4 for the Commodores. Jones getting set. Nobody to hand the ball off to. Pass to Parker out on the side. Carl has a first down at the 32-yard line. Goes out of bounds. Now you're seeing that great controlled passing game where you're not trying to go 40 yards downfield with every pass, just 5, 6, and 8 yards.
That's right. Just spread everybody out, see who is uncovered, so to speak, because if that corner's off of him 12 yards, you've got time to get the ball out to him.
Even the pass play to Parker was about 20 yards downfield, and then he ran the rest of it in. 1st and 10, Vanderbilt. Quarterback draws open up the middle, and if he gets a step, he's going. Eric Jones. There's a flag
on the play.
And it's back in the Vandy backfield.
I think we've got a holding, because I think I saw that one.
That'll call it back. A 20-yard gain negated. Motion. So the 25-yard turnaround coming up. Vanderbilt got hurt on a...
Let's see if we can see some motion right here. Nothing right there. Eric takes that 3-step drop.
Illegal motion against the offense. First down.
Breaks out. Nice run. He gets hit a little bit harder, and you like to see your quarterback get hit right there.
So it's 1st and 15. And instead of at the Kentucky 49, it's back just outside the Vandy 26. Less than 3.5 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. Andy McCarroll, the fullback, gets 5, so it'll be 2nd and 10. Tackled by Scott Endress.
John Shannon. Scott Endress.
Jones having a good afternoon passing the football.
Pick up a 5, 2nd and 10.
3 touchdown passes.
Well, to say Eric's an important cog to this offense, I think is a great understatement.
Like saying an engine is important to the performance of a car.
That's true.
McCarroll this time only a couple of yards for Andy, and that's going to bring up 3rd down and long. Endress again on the stop.
Scott Endress makes the tackle.
Look at that 4th quarter, and you look at that strong wind that we've talked about. 3rd and 8 coming up for Vanderbilt. It hasn't abated any. Big play. 3rd down 8. Vandy 28, Kentucky 23. Jones dropped back. That's going to be incomplete. He was out of bounds. He was out of bounds even before the pass was thrown, and you can't run out of bounds and come back in unless he's pushed.
Yeah, right. If he got pushed out, he can come back in, but he had to have 2 feet down in bounds before he ever got the ball anyway.
Looked like Jeff had gone out of bounds. Of course, couldn't. Now, see, he was just running out of bounds. So it's 4th down, and Clark, who got a good low kick, was very effective last time, called on to do it again. The Vanderbilt penalty really hurts. This is O'Neal out of bounds at the 45, and Kentucky in pretty good shape to start a drive with 2:01 left in the 3rd quarter. 26-yard punt is all. Wildcats, who stunned Vanderbilt their last possession. Commodores hoping to shut them down here. Kentucky 1st and 10. They're at their own 45-yard line, trailing by 5 points. Higgs slips a tackle, gets about 9 yards on the 1st down carry. Alan Roman runs him out of bounds inside Vanderbilt territory at the 46. Brings 2nd and 1. Vandy 28, Kentucky 23. Higgs breaks a tackle, breaks 2 more, and he's to the 30, and Scanlon is slow getting up. Baker and Cunningham finally rode down Higgs, but on a pair of carries, the Wildcats cover 25 yards and are at the Vandy 30. Scanlon off.
Didn't appear to be serious, but you never know. Probably twisted his ankle a little bit, but not real bad.
Ivy Joe Hunter tripped, stumbled, and fell, and still got 5 yards. Hunter gained 238 yards rushing last year against Vanderbilt. They'll mark it at 26, so 2nd and 6 for the Wildcats. Scott Brown, a freshman from Jasper, came into the game when Scanlon went out at linebacker. Had an interception last week. Hunter again. It's starting to remind me of Georgia for Ole Miss.
You wonder if they're getting tired or they're getting caught in the wrong situations. You know, it's not the same defense that was out there 2 series ago. Here it is, little delay, handoff to Hunter, breaks it back inside, and big gain right there.
Hunter to the 12-yard line, first down Kentucky there. They're trying to take the lead that they have not held since it was 10-7. That was like last year. Hunter scored 4 touchdowns and literally never had a hand laid on him last year. Said the only time he got hit that week was during a couple of early week scrimmages, and that's pretty similar right there. Nobody came close to him. Kentucky leads 29-28.
Well, you look at it, not much to say right here. Hunter just breaks it up the middle and goes in untouched.
He probably comes closer to getting tackled in the scrimmages than that.
Yeah, you look at it and you have to think that the defense is tired, although I have noticed they've been doing frequent substitutions just about across the board.
Kentucky going for 2, but there's a penalty and perhaps some movement. They went for 2 and failed earlier. And there was some movement in the offensive line, so that'll set him back 5. And
dead ball foul, false start, 75 offense.
Kentucky.
Not a bad penalty. Well, not a bad penalty if you're Kentucky, because that just gives you more room to work the end zone. Matter of fact, it's not inconceivable that they did that on purpose.
Kentucky goes for 2. Incomplete, intended for Darrington. So they've tried twice, failed twice, and their lead over Vanderbilt is only a point, 29-28. With 35 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Kentucky up by 1, and we'll take a break.
They were proud young men.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have been informed that Bunker Hill Academy is to be closed.
Then everything changed.
The proprietors ordered the school closed. Now, as I see it, we are the proprietors.
George C. Scott, Timothy Hutton, Sean Penn, and Tom Cruise. They stopped at nothing to defend what was theirs.
I want a meeting with General Bench. You stay where you are, Sheriff.
Caps, Monday night at 7 on ZTV Nashville.
Since the Johnsons got their Mitsubishi Mirage, they've been driving a lot more.
Nice car.
But who can blame them? With its sleek styling, roomy, full-cloth interior, and its many features others don't offer.
Nice car.
And considering the Johnsons got their Mirage for just over $8,300,
Nice car.
they can spend more time and money in their car instead of on their car.
Once more around the block, Dad?
Mitsubishi, suddenly the obvious choice.
Since Boomba Crystal Lovers, Cowboy Sid and Sheila the Sports Nut Wonder Horse, here with something to cheer about. Whoa! It's this great combo meal at Crystal, complete with a fantastic SEC glass. Oh, what a catch! You get 4 Crystals, regular fries, and a medium soft drink, and you get this glass featuring all the great teams of the SEC. Well, you get the whole deal, the glass and the meal, for only $2.89. I don't believe it. So hurry to Crystal and pick up your combo meal. Hey, illegal use of hands.
Kentucky regaining the lead by a point. Tried a 2-point conversion that would have given them a 3-point edge. So they've tried 2 2-point conversions. So they're a couple of points short on the scoreboard in that regard.
You get caught in that cycle going for 2, and you can almost strangle yourself. Kentucky has, out of their 29 points up to this point, they've got 23 of them with the wind.
Well, we hoped that Kentucky would not be kicking off anymore to Vandy, and here they come right back and do it again. Out of bounds this time, however, as Willis tried for the corner again. Kicked it out of bounds at the 2 or 3 yard line. And they'll run the football back to the 30. Well, you look at Kentucky's last 2 scoring drives, 5 plays and 6 plays, 3 minutes and 1 minute and 30 seconds, 65 and 55 yards.
You've got to believe that this wind is just an overriding factor in this ball game when you think about Kentucky's points going with the wind. And you got to feel good about Vandy having the wind going with them in the 4th quarter. I don't know if it's going to help Vandy any, but it certainly has helped Kentucky.
Got a penalty. Somebody moved too early for the Wildcats.
Boy.
It looks pretty easy on that kickoff, but you do have to wait till you're...
Procedure on the kicking team backing over the 10 yards away from the ball.
I've never heard that one, but...
Backing over 10 yards away from the ball. Interesting.
Well, they did, didn't they?
Well, he knows the rules. That's why he's an official, so...
Second consecutive penalty for Kentucky. And they'll be kicking from the 25. You wish they were kicking into the wind right about now. If the defense could have held them out of the end zone for another 35 seconds, they would have. And with the wind, it starts about where you normally would. Mitchell back at the 6, reverse to Crawford. Doesn't do much, does it? That's a 29. That was interesting to watch for, but it looked like Kentucky kept their lanes fairly well and didn't converge on the football.
Well, you'll see it right here, the reverse. They maybe got curious when they had Everett in there in the first place. A lot of excitement and not much results.
Only to the 28, so Kentucky, despite getting 2 10-yard penalties, not bad off at all as a result of things. They're blitzing. Jones is in trouble, and he had to fire it away. He just threw that one away. He had absolutely no time to do anything else at all. Nabil El-Fashai was in the vicinity, but that was just a chuck it before I get hit type pass. Well, if we get an interesting point, if Vanderbilt's defense is getting tired, why does Kentucky's not seem to have the same problems? After all, they were out there for 21 minutes in the first half.
And if anything, they're not substituting as much as Vanderbilt defense.
Let's think it's something else. 2nd and 10 for the Commodores, trailing by a point. 23 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Jones, that's a little better. He's out of bounds at the 40. Mack ran him out of bounds. Vandy's had, Norman, 2 offensive penalties that have really hurt him. One in the first half, the offensive pass interference, and then the motion penalty here that negated a big run and set up that last run.
When you're running the type offense that Vandy is, they're trying to control it with the triple option. The penalties will kill you because that takes you out of the triple option.
Jones gets a first down on the last carry. Vandy out to the 41, trailing by a point. 18 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Eric in trouble. You hope that one goes out of bounds. It did, because that's where he threw it. He had Scott Stubbs in his face, and Jones a little bit shaken up, but gets up. 2nd down and 10. Kentucky's blitzing some people right now, and you've got to think that Vandy will have to call something to make them pay for that.
You also have to believe that Vandy's going to run the ball one of the next 2 plays because they need to get that win with them for the 4th quarter.
2nd down and 10. First down, though, it would appear. Gain of 9.
You could almost bank on this being a run, because what Watson Brown wants to do, if he does have to punt right here, he wants to have that 4th quarter win behind him.
Jones ran out of bounds a yard short of the first down marker. 3rd down and 1 for the Commodores at their own 49-yard line. Still 7 seconds left in the quarter. Andy Iacenda takes it to the Kentucky 49 as the 3rd quarter comes to an end. Kentucky has had the edge in scoring here in the third quarter. They have put 13 in. While Vandy has scored a touchdown. And as we go to the fourth quarter, it's Kentucky 29, Vanderbilt 28.
Sunday at noon, Jane Fonda is the doll maker, a woman of quiet courage who stands by her man.
And now look, we're stuck in this hole.
Don't miss the Emmy winner, The Doll Maker. Then at 3, when life is at its finest.
You're my knight in shining armor.
Henry Fonda, Katharine Hepburn, and Jane Fonda star in On Golden Pond. Sunday at 3, following The Doll Maker on ZTV Nashville.
When people talk about their bank, they don't talk about what the bank does. They talk about how their bank treats them. They talk about the banker who personally takes care of them, and the teller they see every week. Banking isn't just a business of money. It's a business of being part of the local community, of listening, of understanding, and of helping. That's why at First American, we're making sure banking is still a people business.
You don't have to be crazy to watch ZTV each weeknight.
Ain't that the funny part?
I think he's a nut.
But it helps.
We're talking monster laughs, you know.
So go a little nuts with Silver Spoons, The Andy Griffith Show, Cheers, and The Jeffersons, beginning at 5 weeknights on ZTV Nashville.
A one-point football game, Kentucky the edge, as the fourth quarter begins. And so the Commodores, for the 7th time in 9 games, right in there going into the fourth quarter, looking to go to 3-6 on the year. Have the football at the Kentucky 49-yard line. It's 1st and 10. And he stood up right at the line of scrimmage and then pushed back. No gain on the play, and 2nd and 10 coming up. Barnett and Shannon kept Iacenda from gaining any ground.
Not much there.
And even less than that, maybe.
Really got to be. Andy's got 10 carries for 35 yards. You got to be impressed with Andy's feel for where the open areas are. He really runs the daylight well. Whereas Andy McCarroll's more the big bull. I'll carry you through. I'll take all 11 of you for 5 yards.
Jones will pass. Tips. Incomplete. 3rd down and 10 for Vanderbilt. Kentucky defense has really come out in the second half and played a lot better. Kramer was the man that tipped it. A lot of people from Kentucky coming down for this game and starting to make some noise as the Commodore faithful respond. Third down and 10. Just about a minute into the fourth quarter. Yes, sir. There's a big play for you, Vanderbilt fans.
There's a holding call.
There's some bad news. That'll negate it. That's the 3rd play that has been negated by an offensive penalty. And so instead of Vanderbilt football at the 33 of Kentucky, 1st down and 10, it'll be Vanderbilt's football back at their own 41-yard line, 3rd down and 20.
We got holding on the offense. Replay 3rd down.
Last week, Vandy, one of the few negatives, 7 offensive penalties.
Right there, you could see the holding in the middle of the line right there. Boy, that really hurts when you lose one like that. Think of Watson Brown, you wonder why he's got any hair if he hadn't pulled it all out after one like that.
Jones hits Mitchell, but that's going to be about 11 yards short of the first down. There should be a penalty right there. Yeah. Boy, now that is a dumb play if you're Kentucky right there. I mean, they're just... That is about as dumb as it gets right there.
That's the only possible way Vandy's going to get the first down. Take a look at it right here. Boo's going to go in the middle. Well, you've got a lot of booing going on. Kentucky's booing and Vandy's booing for Boo. Right there, the catch. Boo keeps fighting.
Okay, right there, the play's over. And see, Chenault just pushes him down. And then he says, oh, I didn't touch him.
No, not me, not me.
He was 10 yards from where the first contact was made. Well, that's going to cost him 15 yards.
No question about that. I mean,
dead ball foul, personal foul, defense, first down.
Now you watch Claiborne on this. He's going to start working the officials. Smart coach does that.
But it's Vanderbilt's football, and they're at the Kentucky 35-yard line, 1st and 10. Andy McCarroll gets a yard and a half on a first down carry.
Andy McCarroll.
Don Shannon tripped him up. Well, we've had 2 costly penalties in a row. One committed by each team. The one is basically a play of commission, and the other one just losing your senses a little bit. It's a tough play for Kentucky to have. Herring slips a tackle. He made that play out of nothing.
And another flag.
And the backfield, in the defensive backfield.
Probably an illegal block downfield of some nature. I like speculating on what these calls will be.
Been real good today, too.
Yeah. Haven't enjoyed a lot of them.
I don't think we're going to enjoy this one. Nope.
He can do that!
Well, that is 3 consecutive plays and 3 consecutive penalties.
That is a legal play!
Well, it's Watson's turn to work the officials now.
That's a legal play! That's a legal play! He can block the rule. That's legal!
An illegal block, 15 yards against the black team.
From the point of the foul.
That runs it back to the 39.
That
2nd down and 14.
That is the one saving grace right there. As you watch Watson, he's going to start working the officials. Because if they bring that ball back to where they started the play and tack on 15 yards, you're just about out of touch. You're not even within shouting distance. Watch Eric come out. The block was downfield by one of the receivers. Came back and blocked below the waist. Couldn't see which one it was, but just where the flag was thrown. Coaches enjoy working officials. Watson is hot.
Not giving him a chance, the official to get a chance to work in edge ball. It's like a good old rhubarb in a baseball game, isn't it?
Read his lips. Go ask him what happened. And that's exactly what he's going to do. And if you lose, what's happened here is if the coach calls over the referee and does not win the argument, he loses a timeout.
They didn't even hardly have a conversation, did he?
Well, when's the last time you saw an official overrule the call of another official? It just doesn't happen. Back toward the middle of your screen, right here, probably going to see it. Looks like Carl going through there.
He was in the vicinity where the flag was thrown, but it's not fair to point the finger at him because there were a couple of other Commodores out there as well.
Well, if I hadn't been like Watson and been questioning whether or not he did do that, I wouldn't even call his name. Carl's, you know, he's a smart player. He's not the type of person to go out there and chop somebody. Watson's still hot.
Vanderbilt charged with a timeout, and so each team left with 2. Remember, Kentucky had to use one on the punt that might have hurt him. 13:01 left in the football game. And Vanderbilt trailing by a point. Vandy with 2 long runs or passes, or 2 long runs called back because of penalties. Kentucky had Vanderbilt held, that lost on a penalty. Parker. And before we get excited about that, let's scan the field.
That's about what it's amounted to.
Nothing yellow but the painted yard markers, so that one will go. It's to the 18-yard line, a first down for Vanderbilt.
Watch this. Now, Carl sells himself that he's going deep. That's what does this. Right there, the defensive back is backpedaling. He knows Carl's going deep. Carl breaks it off, breaks to the outside. That's why that play worked. Huge play.
Vandy at the Kentucky 18-yard line. Eric is going to get wrapped up back at the 19-yard line. Well, he did the right thing in not pitching the ball. Probably wished he'd have handed it off. Oliver Barnett met him as he tried to go around end.
I didn't notice, but from watching how Kentucky's defense reacted right there, you'd think somebody was back in Vandy's huddle. They've got 2 out here and waiting. One covering the pitch and one covering the quarterback, and you can't have that.
A loss of a yard, 2nd and 11 at the 19. Jones wings it for Parker. Oh, you won't see that happen very much. So it'll be 3rd and 11.
Well, nobody feels worse about that than Carl Parker does. Jones back. Carl's on a post route. Lays it out for him. Not as easy a catch as it first appeared, but we know Carl can make that catch. And as I said, Carl's the one person who feels worst about that.
3rd and 11.
Come on, Smitty!
Jones under a rut. Carl's got that one, and he's out of bounds at the 1-yard line. Actually, they're putting the football about a length inside the 1.
That is atonement right there.
Boy, if you're a receiver, you love to have him pass that ball to you on the next play like that.
You got to like Watson throwing it back over to Carl. You really got to respect that. Eric gets rid of it. Carl makes the catch and gets out inside the 1.
11:42 to play. Everett Crawford spins, and he's in the end zone. Vandy's back in front. (34 to 29). Let the big fullback Andy McCarroll open the way.
Right here, Andy just goes in with the block. Everett right behind him, spin, and make sure you get in.
Vanderbilt overcame 2 costly penalties and took advantage of a Kentucky penalty on this touchdown drive.
Wonder if we'll get any excitement during the game.
Well, you hope it starts. Only 11:38 to play. Clark gets the extra point.
Ooh, not by much.
But it was in there. 11 minutes and 38 seconds left in this football game. Vanderbilt has gone back in front of Kentucky, and the Commodores lead 35 to 29.
They were proud young men.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have been informed that Bunker Hill Academy is to be closed.
Then everything changed.
The proprietors ordered the school closed. Now, as I see it, we are the proprietors.
George C. Scott, Timothy Hutton, Sean Penn, and Tom Cruise. They stopped at nothing to defend what was theirs.
I want a meeting with General Bench.
You stay where you are, Sheriff.
Taps. Monday night at 7 on ZTV Nashville.
Here's some facts about shoes from Jensen Shoes.
For years, women with foot discomfort had only two choices: wear stylish shoes that hurt their feet, or orthopedic shoes that felt good but looked terrible. Now, thanks to Foot Support, style and comfort finally come in the same shoe. Foot Support shoes are constructed on contoured lasts for total weight distribution, and steel shanks ensure total support. Foot Support, the only orthopedic shoe for women without the orthopedic look.
Jensen Shoes, White Bridge Road at Post Square Shopping Center.
This Christmas, a lot of kids just might go to bed with visions of baby-pound puppies and baby-pound purries dancing in their heads. Well, every time you get anything to eat and drink at Hawty's, you can get one of the babies for only $2.59. There's a new one every week, so by Christmas Eve, you could have all 5, which might give you the chance to make some dreams come true on Christmas morning.
Vandy 35-29 over Kentucky. The most points that Kentucky's given up this year. LSU had scored 34. A drive of 82 yards.
Really impressive drive, and that's exactly what the offense needed.
Clark, despite the wind, Joger has it back at the 18-yard line. Gets the kick on the ground, gets out to the 27. And Vanderbilt, I saw the Commodores. It started to get into the same problem that Kentucky had, but when the whistles were blowing, the players stood up and backed it off, and so avoided the personal foul. So the defense is called on to go to work. I'll tell you what this reminded me of now. First half didn't, because Commodores, I thought, dominated, but the second half's been a lot like the old Duke game. Reminds me of anybody that ran the football for Georgia. This time it's Mark Higgs for Kentucky. And he runs from the 27 out just short of the 40 on the first down carry.
Watson shaking his head on that, and he's going, now what have I got to do? Now the offense has done it. Now defense, get out there and play.
Higgs needed only 30 yards to go over 32 to get over 1,000 on the year, and you see that he's over 100 on the day. Carries again and a pickup of 5 on a first down play. Well, whichever team's defense, I think, shuts out the other one in this last 11 minutes, obviously is going to win the football game. If one team can shut the other one down. 2nd and 5. Glenn Four has done a good job at quarterback for the Wildcats. Tim Jones, who is out of bounds in Vandy territory at the 46, a first down. Alan Roman defending on the play.
It was an odd pass route because Kentucky had 2 men running the same route over in the same area of the field.
I'd say one of them probably went the wrong place.
Boy.
First down, Kentucky into Vanderbilt territory. 3 plays, they've gone from their 27 to the Vandy 46, and Higgs goes to the Vandy 39. So not a whole lot of fancy things the Wildcats are doing, but very successful ones. D. Smith, and then Andy Baker timed the hit well to make sure if Smith had gotten a hand on it, he wouldn't come down with it. And that's an incomplete pass. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Smith has been one of the most impressive receivers we've seen this year. You'll see him sell himself out right here. He doesn't come up with this catch, but he really left himself exposed right there as you see Andy come across and make a good play.
3rd down and 3. Kentucky's at the Vandy 39-yard line. Commodores in some disarray defensively. Scanlon, some pressure on 4. He has to rush the pass. It was intended for Pennington, and 4th down is going to be coming up. They might go for it.
I saw Claiborne look at the clock, so that's definitely in his mind. They've got time for another drive, obviously.
Well, they're looking like they're going for it. They are.
Could be the play of the game.
Well, right now they're kicking into the wind. The ball at the 39.
No way to get the field goal.
So you're really talking about not that much, probably, with a punt. Doesn't matter. They're going to get the first down. They're going to get more than a first down. Well, Kentucky needed 3, and they picked up 19. Not quite as bad as 4th and 1 in the Air Force game, but pretty close.
Right here, great job keeping his feet, breaks through there. Look at that balance, and he's got the speed. Tremendous run by him.
Well, you had him right there. 3rd and 3 and Hold'em, and 4th and 3 and 19 yards on the carry. Kentucky first down at the Vanderbilt 20. Reese brings down Higgs, but he's to the 14.
On that last play, Chris Gaines made the tackle, and with that, he set the single-season tackling record for a Commodore. He broke Andrew Coleman's old record of 174.
A lot of tackles, and there are
2 games left.
Still 2 games.
2 and almost a quarter games left.
9 minutes in this game. Kentucky marching. Flag. It's going to negate the play.
And another flag.
It would have been Ivy Joe Hunter going all the way in untouched again. But it's going to go against Kentucky. False start.
Illegal procedure.
Of course, there might have been whistles that we didn't hear, which is why nobody was going to get it. That'll back it out. That's a big play because you're looking at.
That takes you away from that short yardage second.
Dead ball foul. Illegal procedure on the offense. 73. Moving way before the snap.
I wonder who did it.
I've got a feeling, I'm not sure, but I think it was Wilburn, the left guard. I think his number is 73.
You can understand.
I think he moved way before the snap.
Calling out the numbers in a pro game, that's one thing, because those guys get paid a lot of dollars to get embarrassed. But in a college game, you don't appreciate it.
2nd and 9. Hunter, nothing. That's as big a hit as he's taken in a while against a black and gold team. And that's a big one. It brings up 3rd and long. Winston.
Boy, DeMond is an impressive player. He passes the lobby test. When you look at him, you know that he's a football player.
The lobby test. All right, 3rd down and 8. 4, scrambling. He's not going to get a first down. He is to about the 15.5. And it brings up 4th. And let's see what Kentucky does here with 8 minutes and 10 seconds to play in the football game. Gaines and Snyder, they kept themselves at home, and that's why Flora was not able to rush.
I don't understand. Well,
they're going to go for it.
They're going to call timeout.
No.
Right here, take a look at the play. 4 scrambles up. Chris Gaines breaks back up, and just a big play right there. Also, Eric Snyder came across the top.
All right, you got a chance to talk about. You're thinking Kentucky should try a field goal.
Well, really, go ahead and kick the field goal. They're obviously not going to be looking for the tie, but I sure have myself in a position to go for it.
Yeah. Well, to me, you get in this situation, you go for a field goal because you're going to get the football back in all likelihood. And if you do, then you might want to go for a tie. You'd at least have that option. A tie would be better than a loss if that's what you were faced with. But if they don't get it here, then they would be forced to go for a touchdown no matter what.
But Claiborne probably thinking, we've had a lot of success with their offense this half. Let's keep it going.
And they are going to go for it. Well, they made it 4th and 3. And now they're going to try 4th and about 6.
Nobody likes a tie. Neither team would like a tie, but you would think you'd put yourself in a position to at least have that.
It's like going to a movie and having it end 10 or 15 minutes early. You don't know what happened. Shotgun. Formation for Kentucky. Oh, they got a timeout. That's it for timeouts for the Kentucky Wildcats.
There was motion also in the line. I was watching the tackle right there.
And they didn't throw the flag way up in the air.
Well, he's saying that they didn't get the timeout in time. It's a delay of game call, but they could have very easily called motion also, because one of the linemen for Kentucky kept rocking back. Any kind of movement from a lineman is illegal.
And so when you call it, what they're trying to do is call a timeout in place of to stop a penalty, and you're saying that's the delay of game?
If you're Vanderbilt's defense, you've got to be thinking, wait, they've got total disdain for us because they're going to try it even now.
They are.
That would fire me up.
4th down and 10. That was almost a great catch by Tim Jones.
What a play by Alan Roman. Tremendous play.
From the black and gold crowd here. You hit on a real good point, Norman. You say if you're Vanderbilt's defense, and they've been pushed around the last couple of times Kentucky had the football.
All-out blitz right
fired.
here. Free safety, both linebackers. Ford does a great job just unloading the ball. Jones goes to it. Roman just comes through, gets his hands on him, and breaks it up.
That was a great play by Roman. Almost an incredible catch by Jones on what was a good pass from Ford, who's showing some good abilities, but Vanderbilt takes over on downs at their own 21-yard line. Mark Johnson gets 2 or 3 yards. Scott Stubbs tripped him up. You're talking about the disdain that Kentucky, you know, we say that and put quotes around it, but obviously Kentucky felt they had a chance on 4th. And the defense had been shoved around pretty good. But they held there, and it was a great play.
Well, it wasn't the case, obviously. You don't think nothing of Vanderbilt's defense or something, but if I was on that side of the ball, that's what I would do.
Gain of 2 on the last play, 2nd and 8. Hand off to McCarroll, and Andy gets about 4 yards. Jeff Kramer, the Kentucky linebacker, dozen tackles on the football game.
We've seen what happens to Vandy when they're in situations where they obviously have to pass. It really breaks down the offense. Right here, they are in a situation where they obviously have to run as much as possible. Now, Coach Brown will do anything. He'll make some crazy calls and make them work.
Pass to Crawford, and it is just enough by half a yard for a 1st down on 3rd and 4.
The old 60 hot.
Bet you can run that still in your sleep.
Not as well as ever. Right there, he knows what he's got to have. He just gets out, gets to the yard marker, makes the catch, turns, and gets the 1st down.
So a 1st down and a big one. 6:35 on the clock. 35-29. Vanderbilt leading Kentucky. And the Commodores want to just chew out as much of that clock as they possibly can, leading by 6 points. We're in the 4th quarter of what has been a really exciting football game. Jones slipped a tackle, eludes another man, and gets to the 46-yard line of Vandy in a 1st down.
That is what speed will do for you right there. Now watch, Kramer's blitzing in here from the end, and Eric just outruns him. There is no substitute for speed. Makes a nice cut right there and gets down before they all get a shot at it.
Vandy a 1st down.
Look at the 1st downs. 24 for Vandy, 10 for Kentucky.
Crawford gets about 2 yards on a 1st down play. Just under 6 minutes now. Kentucky electing to try 4th and 11, and a fine play by Alan Roman. Broke up a pass on the 4th down play. Kentucky had earlier in the drive made it 4th and 3.
24 1st downs to 10. That's a startling statistic right there.
It fits in that ball control that Vanderbilt likes to try to maintain. backfield. Jones on the option. Tackled back at the 44, and it'll bring up 3rd and 12. Jay George on the defensive end, making a big play defensively for Kentucky.
Looked like George made that play because he wasn't one of the men left unattended. He just really made a tremendous play right there.
Jones rolls slightly to the right, fires downfield. He has got Parker wide open, and Carl's inside the Kentucky 40 to the 35-yard line. That was quite a play.
Not a bad day for Carl. He only has 8 catches and 172 yards. Right here, roll out, buy some time, good protection. And Carl just runs a tremendous route. You get that open by running a super route.
So Vanderbilt gets to keep the football, converting on 3rd and 12. You know, it's funny. It doesn't bother you as much when Vandy makes 3rd and 12 as when, say, Kentucky does. McCarroll on a 1st down carry gets to the 33.
One more point about the play Carl just made, because it was obviously a good play. Carl stayed in bounds after the catch. You know, it's been very easy just to go ahead and step out of bounds on that, and he just stayed in bounds, keep the clock running. That's what you get with experience.
4 minutes to play now. 35-29 Vanderbilt. And remember, Kentucky they have 1 timeout left. We need to clarify that. We thought they'd use their last one, but the penalty occurred before the timeout. Eric Jones is going to be very close to a 1st down.
Looks like he got it.
And if he does, and that clock keeps ticking away.
Huge block that time by Rodney Barrett. He went out and loaded on the end, and that set Eric loose right there.
Remember, we thought Kentucky'd use their last timeout.
But since it was a penalty,
negated that call of the timeout. Actually, the fact that they tried to call it in that circumstance created.
1st down.
So they still have 1, but it's only 1 timeout left.
3.5 minutes.
3.5 minutes. The clock will start. Vanderbilt has done a great job this entire game of using about 20 to 22 seconds on that play clock every time they've had the football.
The snap count that Eric has allows him to get up there and call the play, and just have 1 second on the clock. He can get that play off. He can get the ball snapped.
1st down Vanderbilt. Crawford gets a yard on 1st down, just across the 25-yard line.
There is nothing average about that play right there, that misdirection play. It is a 1st down, or it's very little gain.
2nd down and 9. Vandy would love, if they can't get a touchdown, to kick a field goal and make it an 8-point game. And then if you're Kentucky, you say, why didn't we try to kick a field goal when we had a chance? That's getting ahead of the action, however. Oh, look at Eric Jones. He missed a tackle, then he gets creamed at the 15-yard line. And he gets some help from Parker and Crawford and bounces right back. And listen to this crowd.
Well, he deserves it. He really does, because Eric did not have to take that shot. He could have stepped out of bounds, stopped the clock. He didn't do it. He took just a tremendous shot to stay in bounds.
1st down as well. He just about got tackled at the line of scrimmage, too.
Oh, yes. That's the speed again, but really, you got to respect Eric for that. You don't expect your quarterback to go out there and get whipped on like that.
And that clock goes tick, 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 and it's down to 2:20 now.
Eric has 17 rushes for 90 yards.
Andy McCarroll gets inside the 15 to the 13. You know, you can't say you know, because we know that Watson likes to mix it up as much as possible, but you just look for Vanderbilt to run, because you're not going to stop the clock with an incomplete pass that way.
And Kentucky obviously looking for that fullback on the 1st down.
And Kentucky is going to have to get in a situation either after this play or the next one to use that last timeout, because otherwise the Commodores will be able to really run the clock down. They have done a great job of running it down.
They really have. It's tremendous what they've done.
3rd down and 12 conversion. Everett Crawford keeps his feet moving and is to the 11th. Minute 30.
First on the scene.
I'll tell you something that kind of tells you what the Vandy offense has done the last 2 weeks. They have gotten 60 first downs up to this point.
33 last week, 27 today. One more would be nice. Down to a minute and 10, the Commodores probably will have less than a minute to play when they go snap the football on this 3rd down and 7. Jones lost a yard back to the 11th. That clock's still going, 55 seconds, and now Kentucky will use its last timeout. And the offense has done a good job. If they can get a field goal here, they will have iced. Well, they won't have iced it. They will have an 8-point lead.
A tremendous job. And that's
take that back. They will have iced it, won't they? It'll be a 9-point lead. I'm not doing very good at my mathematics today.
Tremendous drive right there, though. Coach Brown did not care if he got the touchdown. Of course, he'd like to have, but what he did want to do was eat up, what was it, 7 minutes or so?
Yeah, and
7.5, I believe is what it was. And I looked at it and I thought, well, there's no way they can run this clock out.
I remember when Kentucky on the first, it was 8-13 when their first 4th down try was negated by the penalty. First 4th down of that one inside the 20. Johnny Clark will attempt a field goal. He is placing the tee on the 18, a 28-yard attempt. If he hits it, it'll be his 58th point of the year, which would tie him for 10th in the single-season scoring ladder with the Vanderbilt quarterback from 1969 named Watson Brown.
Who's he? Whatever happened to him?
Didn't he play baseball?
Something.
We'll see. Clark has got to hit this field goal. 35-29 Vanderbilt, 55 seconds left to play in the football game.
Watson would like to have that record tied right now.
Yes, he would.
At the 18, a 28-yard attempt.
He has tied it, and Vanderbilt has a 9-point lead with 50 seconds left to play. Kentucky has no timeouts. Vanderbilt has a 9-point lead, and Norman, it looks like a Watson Brown coached Vanderbilt Commodore club is in great shape for a first SEC win.
Well, I did want to say it before Johnny kicked it. He's cool as a cucumber. He really doesn't think about all that. He's not your typical off-the-wall kicker. He just steps out and kicks it.
636 miles.
Eric Jones has had a couple of big weeks. Here are the stats from last week. 368 total yards for him. This week he undercut that. He only had 331.
It's almost 700 yards in total offense in 2 weeks.
15 for 29 passing, 241 yards, and of course the 90 yards rushing.
This has been a good day. The Commodores have overcome some things, and their defense got tough enough late in the game when it looked like it might be a problem. And the offense has really controlled the football. Really, the only thing that's going to hurt Vandy would be a run back.
Reverse.
A reverse. This is Jimmy O'Neal. He slipped one tackle, slips another one, and is out of bounds with 39 seconds left. He ran a long way to get to the 29.5-yard line.
The 2 kickoff reverses have been more or less busted today.
Yeah. I think Kentucky would have been just as well off in terms of field position, and I think Vandy
on the clock more.
Yeah, they'd have had another 10 seconds. Well, the only thing really that would have, I think, in terms of the game outcome that would have hurt Vandy would have been a run back or a Kentucky touchdown on the first or second play.
A shot at the.
Incomplete, almost intercepted by Billy Cunningham.
Billy got his first start last week and got his name called quite frequently, and the same things happened today.
Playing some good football. Cunningham went to Overton High School here in Nashville. .33 seconds left. 38-29 Vanderbilt. Four is in trouble. Winston and Worm are back out there pressuring him and elude DeMond Winston. He had to fire it into the turf in front of Darren Bilberry.
Smart play because he just dumped the ball down there. He knew that he wasn't going to get anything out of it, so just stop the clock and try it again.
Winston has been busy here this afternoon. 28 seconds, 3rd and 10. Great thing is the Commodores are putting enough pressure on 4 and doing a good enough job defensively that he's not able to really wing it out so far. Shotgun this time. Andy Baker picks it off. That wraps it up, folks.
Look out.
Keep her going, Andy.
But they're going to declare the ball dead.
It's Vanderbilt's football. 12 seconds showing on the clock. They'll snap it. And the Commodores will go to 3 and 6, and for the second week in a row will have played some impressive football here in front of the home crowd. Don't forget 2 weeks from today. This game is Maryland, the last home game of the year. Coach Kramer, Coach Brown, Ken Hudgens all enjoying this moment.
Well, they're going to have to line up and run another one. Everybody's getting on the field.
Defense is just slow getting off is all.
Kentucky players shaking hands with the Vandy players. Watson looks a little happy.
He should be. His team has really battled here today and given a great account of themselves.
For somebody that just got his record tied.
I doubt if he's aware of that. What do you bet? 12 seconds. This is the final play of the football game. Eric Jones will have a yard taken off of his total offense, and he doesn't mind a bit, and the crowd roars. They love it. So does Watson Brown, Carl Parker, and the Vanderbilt Commodores. They have defeated Kentucky this afternoon by a score of 38-29. We'll come back and wrap this one up right after this.